Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This episode comes to you by way of H.W. Wicks Handcrafted Candles. Their motto is relax and enjoy. Also by the Block Fam, which started on Marlowe's Corner. We just keeping it going. The music that you hear comes from the Track Titans. If you know somebody who looking for beats, tell them to hit me up and I'll hook them up with the Track Titans. Also, must be said, if you like fantasy league boxing by Champ Ross's Fantasy League Boxing goes down. You can sign up on Facebook. He also has a YouTube channel. So if you feel like you can call a fight, call it by knockout, call it by draw, call it by the round, give Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League a chance. It has the longevity. It's been around for some years. And what better way to have bragging rights over your peers but in jumping into Champ Ross's Fantasy Boxing League gives cash prizes first, second, and third. There's some good people over there, some champions over there. Some of the champions represent the Block Fam. So if you go over there, you better have your hard hat and your lunch pail because you're going to have to put in some work. They got like 26 seasons that they've been through, if I'm stating that correctly. But as again, I say they have the longevity. So if you like fantasy, football, basketball, then you gotta like fantasy boxing. So give Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League a chance. Tell them MZ sent you. Now, as always, we're gonna go ahead and get the music playing. Wait for our brothers and sisters to jump in, and we're gonna get it on. But I gotta say, O'Shaquie Foster, he stepped up, he accepted the challenge, and he was able to handle Ray Ford in their contest last week. We're gonna talk about it. It was some antics that took place, but overall, it was a decent fight, and O'Shaquie Foster came out on top. We're gonna talk about what he and Shakur Stevenson had to say to each other. With that being said, we're gonna cruise into things and let the night unfold. Something else. Oh, we got a weekend of boxing coming up. Probably my co-host Trey X will be showing up, and he'll run them down the line for you. Getting ready for Anthony Joshua to make his return. Listening to him speak, he was saying Fury is not the top name in so many words that he has to fight because the tier is pretty even between Fury, Hatama, Eddie Cabiel. He even named Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois as a rematch possibility, and the long anticipated fight that seems to may never happen, he and Deontay Wilder. So he says if he's around long enough, we might get to see all of these fights. I'm gonna dig into your mind and you can tell me what you think and how you feel about what's being said by AJ, and if you believe it. I also caught word of Eddie Hearn saying that Shakur Stevenson has signed with Zuffa. I don't know how true that is, and if it has been confirmed by anybody, but we're gonna look into it and see what happens. Y'all know how we like to get started. We like to go ahead and let a little music play as I get myself situated. Once again, I must apologize for getting started a little late, but life has its speed bumps, and we have to deal with them. But we here, and we live, and we're going to have fun like we always do. So let's get it. Man, whatever be coming, man, always ready. Hey! They said storms coming, man. Whatever be coming, man. He always ready.
I run the last leg, hand me the stick, and I'm out this bitch. You got a lot of money, but I ain't never seen you couch a bitch. I'm looking in her eyes, and I absolutely doubt the bitch. I lay her life down for you, cause nigga, you a counterfeit. Y'all get that stepped on. We provide the straight drop. Dump the whole cookie out. Don't forget to scrape the pot. Chopping up chunks, shit look like a gravel road. Moving so fast, it ain't even gonna matter, bro. Pockets on swole, bump in the trunk. thick yellow bitch like an all-day brunch. Only roll the hard top cause niggas be sniping. Taking your life, ain't nobody fighting.
Code name Barney Rubble, sold plenty Flintstones, always had plenty stock, scooping up the bedrock, fuck with them bad hoes, deep throat no joke, always with me chillin', but they always brag no choke, hover over headstones, bid my haters good night, something that I won't do is bring a knife to a gunfight, let me help you understand, I always get my get back, even if it takes a whole year, I'm gonna get that, petty's what they call me, so petty's what I am, bro. Catch you in the club and leave you leaking on the dance floor. Catch you with your broad and leave you leaking in the arms. So when you see me coming, you know what it is that I'm there for. Hey, they said storms coming, man. Whatever be coming, man. We always ready, yeah.
Wonder why it changes when we come around. We make these niggas change their smiles into a frown. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Where they at? There they go. Fucking with these old school G's. Your ass gotta go. Running your mouth like your ass got fucking time. Knowing damn well that we serious about eyes. Bumping is the cause of this. And you do it well. I'm feeling like LL God, like rock the bells, take a pool stick, hit you across your fucking head. Love it, now what's that shit you said? Who that is sparking like they bout that gang bang? Thought you could hide, we didn't know where you hang. Who that is sparking like you bout that gang bang? Lame ass niggas getting wings, believe that.
Hey, they said storms coming, man. Whatever be coming, man. We always ready, yeah.
Mama is gone, daddy is gone, forever removed, no talk on the phone. Brother and sisters have moved far away, so now you be feeling that you're all alone. Those that will ride with you will smile in your face while despising you. They'll make up a story, know it's a lie, then come and ask you if it is true. This is what they will do, wait around for the problems to compound and you misstep. You might even drop a tear, and that's how it cause Jesus wept.
Listen to what we say to you. This may be little to you, but it's true. Listen to what we say to you. This may be little to you, but it's true. Oh, so.
It's hard to put your trust in anybody. Anybody will fuck over that. And you put your trust in the ones that you love, and man, they fuck over that. They walk with no empathy, and their actions to show you no sympathy. You look in their eyes, you trying to find love, but only find you an enemy. This is what's killing me, negative energy, pushing us deep in infinity. Patiently waiting for things to change, but I guess that will never be. Hey, we'll never
listen to what we say to you. This may be little to you, but it's true. Listen to what we say to you. This may be little to you, but it's true. Oh, so.
The hate that I see on the daily is crazy. People act hard, but they really fugazi. Looking at me and comparing themselves. So I don't compare to nobody else. I'm a one of one, you a none of none. Numismatic value over the sun. Count the stacks, then we throw out the one. Disrespect, then we bring out the gun. I'm telling you, man, we ain't the same. You is a lame, I can't complain. Even if I did, nothing to change. Use a hoe, and that fact remains. Top of the mind, top of the morning, top of my grind. Y'all niggas yawning. Listen, we on it. We ain't gonna stop it. Y'all can keep throwing that shade like an awning.
Man, Big Bro in the house. Moody Trey weathered and slid into the building. Salute, salute. Glad to see everybody in here and us growing. We're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson and Ray Ford. I mean, not Shakur Stevenson. We're going to speak on what he and O'Shaquie Foster had to say to each other, because Shakur had to get into the ring and let it be known that, you know, he the man. He the one that you got to come through. That's what he telling O'Shaquie Foster. Now, I'm going to say, when I saw them in the ring, I didn't realize how much bigger Shakur Stevenson seems to look over O'Shaquie Foster. He looks like he has the height. He looks like he has the weight. And that's going to be a tall task for O'Shaquie Foster to step up to. But O'Shaquie, you know, he was talking that talk, and he let it be known. He was like, you know, I'll come up to 140 and do what I got to do. And, you know, this all took place after the fight with O'Shaquie Foster and Ray Ford. I want to get into the Ray Ford Shaquie fight. We're going to break that down as to how you saw it and everything like that. I appreciate that, Big Bro with the flames. We're going to go ahead and talk about what you saw, what, you know, how you felt about the fight, or should I say how people felt about the fight, what you think about O'Shaquie and Shakur getting into it, going back and forth. Like I said, I also caught wind of Anthony Joshua. He's getting ready to make his return to the ring, and his fight coming up pretty soon. But he was saying if he sticks around long enough, that there's a possibility, but you know how conversations go. There's a possibility we might not just see him with Fury. We might see him with Fury, Iggy Kabier. We might see him with Moises Atoma. And the fight that's been on the roster, on the cusp for some years now, is he versus Deontay Wilder. Now, one would think that if he gets past Fury, then he'll feel good about himself and he'll keep going. Now, I don't see any of these fights that I just named, and I mean this 100%. I don't see any of these fights that I just named being easy fights for him. If one had to choose what would be the easiest fight for AJ out of the names that I have laid down, Atama, Kabiel, Fury, Dubois, Wilder, one would say, I think, that going from the hardest fight that everybody thought would be a hard fight is now the easiest fight to for him to be able to go through, and that would probably be Wilder. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm just going to keep it real. That would probably be Wilder. That would probably be the easiest fight on that list of names for Anthony Joshua. Because I don't see it being an easy fight with Fury. I don't see it being an easy fight with Dubois. I most definitely don't see it being easy with Kabiel. And I most definitely don't see it being easy with Atama. But you know, that's why they have the fights, in order to find out if they are. But I feel like if he can get through the first couple of names, he'll keep pushing. But I think if he takes losses in the first couple of fights, we could be getting ready to wind up on Anthony Joshua's career. And I'm not making any claims to know everything or anything. I'm just saying, if it comes down to it, it's only so many losses, in my opinion, that this man is going to want to take. He's already lost to Dubois. He's lost to Andy Ruiz. That started the snowball effect of him taking losses. He lost to Dubois. Did I say that already? He lost to Dubois. He lost to Usyk twice. Not saying that Usyk is a bad name to lose to. Not saying that Dubois is a bad name to lose to. But we see how he reacts when he takes losses. It's not good, in my opinion. But we'll see how it goes down and see what pops out in all of that and what rolls down. But boy, Moody's Trayweather say, I hope they fight Shakur and Foster. Hey, here's one thing that you can say that has been constant. And that constant is O'Shaquie Foster has been steadily and consistently calling Shakur Stevens' name over and over and over and over again. He has not stopped gnawing on that bone. So I'm thinking that it is really set in his mind that, one, he can beat Shakur, two, that he really really wants that fight. The only thing I can say is the only thing that will stop that fight is, he still has some business to take care of at 130. He can still do some unifications. I think he got Navarrete on the list, on the horizon. He could possibly go for undisputed. It's a couple of things there. Some unfinished business at 130. But to say that he'll skip and jump up from 130, 135 and straight to 140, that's some confidence in your chest right there. And he's saying it with his chest. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our brother from another mother and father, salute to my boy. Gil Coles is in the building. What's up, man? He say, salute OG in chat. We just in here, we're going to talk our talk, run down the rundown. Let me go ahead and say, y'all see it going across the bottom. Congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs for becoming the Western champions. Only thing they got to do now is win 4 more games. Now, a lot of stuff, I'm going to jump to this real quick before we go back into the boxing. A lot of stuff had been brought to my attention about the Spurs and, the games being lost and the games being won. But nobody really went into detail and said, yo, MZ, the referees is tripping. It seems like there's some cheating going on. All of this stuff started coming to me and hit me out of nowhere. I get it hits my desk. It comes to my attention. Adam Silver I think that's his name, Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA. He had to remove the lead referee. And I was like, wow, that one right there was unprecedented. Because, I'm pretty sure that everybody has watched some sports events in their life where they say, man, the referees is tripping, they just cheating, and you had to chalk it up as, you had to swallow it and let it stick in your craw and say, hey, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, our sister La D is in the house. She said, I'm not late. First, girl, well, you're not first, but you ain't late. What's happening to our sister La D? What's going on? She representing up there in that Chi-Town, even though we know she's from the island. So we kicking it. We're going to have some fun. As I was saying, when I got the news that Adam Silver had to remove the lead referee from that team, I started looking at some clips and everything from the different games that the Spurs had lost within the playoffs against OKC. And I must say, from what I saw was horrendous. The calls, the things that they were letting go were terrible. I watched these guys holding on to Wembanyama, and I saw this guy, he just flopping all over the place like a fish out of water, phantom fouls, all kind of stuff. And what I have to say to the Spurs, they didn't let it get to them totally. But like I said, something unprecedented happened that I could remember from my time of watching basketball when I was watching it heavily, is that they actually made a move in the playoffs, not just suspending a player or anything like that. They actually went to what looked like the cause of the problems, and that was the referees. And when he removed that referee, that sent volumes to me. That spoke volumes to me. It could have been because, Adam Silver didn't want the bad publicity going on with the playoffs and everything like that. But on the same note, hey, the Spurs came into the to Game 7. It was close for a minute, and then they busted open. They started doing it. Their guards really stepped up. Wemby got, to me, he had a quiet, solid game. When he first started off, I was kind of, pushed to the side a little bit. I was like, dang, Wemby not really being Wemby, but he had a nice, silent, solid game. And the Spurs, they were able to pull themselves together and overcome the ex-champions from last year, the champions from last year. If I'm saying that correct, OKC was the champions, the defending champions, which the San Antonio Spurs put down. Now, let me just tell you, the city of San Antonio is going crazy. I mean, they are lit. And when I say they lit, I mean like you put a light to a firecracker, pow! M80 is more like it. Yeah, they like some M80s running around here. I mean, the yards are full of Spurs flags. The cars are driving up and down the street on the freeway with Spurs flags just flapping off the windows and the antennas in the front windows and the back windows. I mean, it is Spur fever here in San Antonio. And what you expect? They love their Spurs. I mean, after the game, the whole downtown was just gridlocked. I mean, these fans actually left their homes, drove to downtown in order to celebrate after the game. Now, I don't know how other cities celebrate when it's time to celebrate their championships, but I can tell you that here in San Antonio right now, these people are having the time of their lives. And I say the police didn't go crazy. They let the people get a chance to celebrate. They understood. They blocked off some streets for them, let them get out there and just have their fun. You know, people were drunk. They were lit. But you weren't seeing a lot of disparity with the police putting a lot of people in jail or anything like that. You had to really act a pure 100 unadulterated fool in order for them to try to lock you up or want to lock you up. So congratulations to the Spurs being the Western champs. Congratulations to the city for being able to go out there and celebrate. And thank you to the San Antonio's finest police department for not locking up a lot of people, for letting them being able to have a good time and have fun. They didn't tear up anything, so you got to give them credit for that. Now, it's a hope the Spurs knock off the Knicks. Go Spurs. This is coming from Gil Coles. I don't know. We're going to have to see what goes down and see what happens. Like I've been telling everybody, it ain't over yet. They got to win 4 more games. They have to win 4 more games in order for it to be solidified, for their spots to be solidified, for people to have to say they are world champions. My thing is, if they can pull this off, if they can get these 4 wins under their belts by hook or crook, go 7, go 6, I don't know, sweet, whatever it takes, is the organization going to be smart enough to keep the strongest core of this group together? So dare I say they can try to start building up and get a dynasty going once again. You know, when it comes down to it, the Spurs have had some glory in the last past decade. You can't say they haven't. David Robinson on his way out, Tim Duncan came in, Monty Ginobili and Tony Parker and all those guys. Now there's a chance again for another page to be flipped with Wemby and the crew that he has with them. So with that being said, once again, congratulations to the Spurs for being the champions. There were some things that went on. Referee, my mind is still boggled that they actually relieved the referee from being on the team of refs. I hope that it just comes that he just was making some bad calls and everything like that. I hope they don't end up turning over some investigation and there's some undertones going on with that. You say Spurs been winning every decade. Yeah, they doing their thing. But right now, all I'm looking at is them beat New York. This city's gonna explode. They're gonna have fun. They'll be able to hoist up the trophy. Heck, I might even go to the parade when they have one. I'm not saying I'm going to. I just might, just to go see what happens and how the people are reacting, everything like that. Now, back to boxing. Because I went over OB's house to watch the fight and the game. I kind of got stuck on the game longer than I wanted to because it was. It started getting a little interesting to me. So I missed a lot of the fights that was going on, but I did catch the fight that I went over there for. And that was O'Shaquie Foster versus Raymond Ford. Now, let's go ahead and start off. In the beginning, there was a bell. And the bell rang, and Foster and Ford came out to the center of the ring and started boxing. And at some point, they got mixed up. They spent around. And what seems like O'Shaquie Foster, because everybody that I've seen say something about it, he threw Raymond Ford out the ring. Now, I'm going to tell you what I said when I was over OB's house, because OB's his father-in-law, his wife, they was like, he threw him out the ring. He threw him out the MC. He threw him out the ring. I'm like, man, Did he really throw him out the ring? Or did Ford kind of play into it a lot more? Nah, he did go through the ropes. But it didn't seem like it was that much velocity behind him to carry him all the way out. You see how slow he slid out the ring? It was almost like, to me, he could have reached back and grabbed the ropes and kept that from happening. Some people might say that he couldn't, and it would have probably made him fall in a worse situation. But it seemed like it happened so slow. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my mind around it. That O'Shaquie Foster is that strong that he just whipped him out the ring. It can go either way. You could say that he did. I could say that he didn't. We can agree to disagree. That's the way it went over there at Obese house. Obese and him was like, he threw him out the ring, MZ. And I was like, maybe. But once they got back in the ring, I thought that the situation could have lit a fire up under Raymond Ford. And for a hot minute, I thought that's what was going to happen because he came in. And for a hot second, it looked like he had got razor focused. He had threw a couple of good, solid combinations at Foster. And I was like, oh, this might be a mistake that Foster made. See, Lala D even said, I see what you mean. She was watching. Thanks, Lala. I'm glad somebody seen what I'm saying. It could have been, it was a tit for tat type thing. Did you let yourself go on and fall out the ring, or did he really put you out the ring? That's the question. It was some conversation about it and everything like that. It could have went a bad way. If Ford didn't hurry up and get in within his 20 seconds, the fight could have stopped. The referee could have punished O'Shaquie Foster for it. A lot of things could have happened. I'm glad that they did. I'm glad that the fight was allowed to carry on, and we got a chance to see a good fight. As I'm saying, though, I thought it had lit a fire up under Ford, and Ford was gonna go ahead and start boxing, and make it a tough fight. It was close. But I believe I had texted in the Discord. I'm looking for some separation to start taking place, and I think that was around maybe 5 or 6, round 5 or 6, and I noticed that some separation had started taking place. O'Shaquie had started putting together some nice combinations. I really enjoyed the fact that he used his footwork and he kept turning forward. Now, every once in a while, Ford would, come back at him with something. But I kind of noticed that, how you say they have the tool bags, and the tool bags is this and that. Well, I noticed that it seemed to me that Ford's tool bag is lacking a little bit. He started kind of lunging with punches and things of that nature. He kept head hunting throughout the fight. I was like, dude, why you don't go to the body? Try to get to that body, because Foster is really using the ring. He's using his footwork on you, making it hard for you to catch him. Every once in a while you get a little shine. You do get a couple of shots in. Foster was pulling back on him and just doing what he needed to do, using his jab. Once again, he was putting in some combinations, caught Ford with some good stuff. Ford also returned the favors. But as it went on, you could see that Shockey was, I would say, a little better than Ford. I won't say a whole lot better than Ford, but he was more than what Ford could deal with. Now, I listened to them. I listened to the guy that they were speaking about that was their common opponent. And, they had asked him, who did they think was the better fighter, which he gave it to O'Shaquie Foster. And he said it wasn't about his feelings or anything like that. He also cleared up some conversation about it. He was like, when it came to fighting Raymond Ford, that he was only given 2 weeks. And he said that the reason he had to take the fight and was stuck at 2 weeks, because he said that they kind of pressured him about it. They were like, oh, if you don't take this fight, Turkey ain't gonna never call you back. And he was like, you don't want to mess up something like that when you get a chance to fight on a Turkey card, the money that's involved, never getting called back again. That sounds detrimental. So he wanted to go ahead and go through it. But he also said that when he fought O'Shaquie Foster, that he was allotted enough time, about 8 weeks, where he can go in there and fight a good fight. Yes, he did lose to both of them. But if you feel like the 8-week training camp compared to a 2-week training camp might have made a difference, then there you have it. He also mentioned that, you know, he had been fighting in those fights where it's only 1 round, and he ended up fighting for it, and he went to the distance. You know, we got to also put that in. He said he went to the distance. He took both men to the distance, one on an 8-week training camp, one on a 2-week training camp. So that also could what the hell? That also could bring you some information that you might want to what the hell? That you also might want to look at. And you know, you can make your decision on that yourself. Did he stand a better chance? Would he have stood a better chance going against Raymond Ford if he had an 8-week training camp like he did with O'Shaquie Foster? I'm not going to say he would. I'm not going to say he wouldn't. But that does put an asterisk on it. 2-week training camp, 8-week training camp. You make the decision. You be the judge. But the thing that held true was, O'Shaquie Foster said that he was going to be able to outbox Raymond Ford, and he was able to do that. At some points in the fight, I noticed, it's my opinion, that Raymond Ford looked like he had slowed down. There was one point in the fight that O'Shaquie was just getting a chance to let off on him. Raymond was kind of languishing on the ropes, and he wasn't doing anything back. Yes, he did come back later and bring it up, but it looked like turn it up. But it looked like to me like he was trying to catch a second wind. He was a little winded, and I'm thinking that he was a little tired. Maybe when it comes to training, and I'm just saying maybe we need to work on that gas tank, try to get your stamina up, get your stamina a little bit better. Because in order to run with the crew that you're running with and hold the name up as high as you're trying to hold it up, you need to have all those aspects of your game ready and tight. You need to have a good gas tank. I think you need to be able to make better decisions in the fight and not let your mental get in the way. If you're gonna be mad, I said this in the fight. If he can come with controlled aggression, it could be a good fight. If he lets his mental get too far out the way and let his upsetness control him in the fight, then it can cause him problems. I'll say it was a seesaw type thing for him within the fight, but he managed to stay on his feet the whole fight. He didn't get stopped. As O'Shaquie said, he didn't get out of control. He didn't get out of line, so therefore it was all right. Lala say Ford's arm reach was buns in that fight. He can't help his reach, but he could have done other things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, instead of lunging, when the times that he did, he was able to get in close. He should have pounded on that body a lot more. He wasted a lot of energy and a lot of punches going for the head. He wasted a lot of he did a lot of head hunting. He shouldn't have been doing that. But speaking of buns, his timing wasn't so great coming from Moody Trayweather. Yeah, that was also off too. But I guess you have to give some of the credit to his timing, reach falling short. You know, you can't help that he got short arms. But at the same time, you got to, I guess you look at Foster and say he did the right things to make sure that he stayed out of the way to not get caught with anything serious. He made sure that he moved and did what he needed to do to offset Ford's timing within that fight. I don't know who Ford's trainer is, but I guess Foster has bragging rights on that too, because I think that trainer guy is new and he's trying to make a name for himself too. I'm not going to say that they did a horrible job. I'm just going to say that the competition they needed to face that night was just a little more than what one would expect for them to have to been facing. That's what I'm going to say with Foster. Foster's just a little bit better than Raymond Ford. But the thing that I want us to get on is Shakur Stevenson was at the fight, and they showed the camera on him a few times, and he was trying to give Ford some hints and some pointers outside the ring, letting him know what he should be trying to do. But after the final bell, ding, 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 Foster must have really been feeling himself. He took a big gulp of air, walked over to the side of the ring, looked down at Shakur Stevenson, kind of pointed his glove at him, started talking his talk. And when he started talking his talk, we all know the baby world beater not going to just let him talk that talk. He said, get in the ring then. You so bad, come on up here. I'm paraphrasing, But y'all know what I'm saying. Get in the ring, Shakur. Don't stand out there and talk. Come on up here. Let's get it popping. And Shakur obliged him. I was surprised, kinda. I was like, Shakur ain't gonna go up there. This ain't. But he did. He got up there. They started jaw jacking at each other. Shakur called him, you a bitch. I was like, whoa. You know where we come from, and I know all y'all feel the same way. You ain't gonna just call me no yatch and get away with it. Those is like fighting words. Now I know I just had a fight and we got gloves on. We trying to talk it up for the people. But O'Shaquie Foster, he started barking back and he told Shakur, don't disrespect me, Igga, Jigga, Ninja, however y'all want to say it, because you know we can't be throwing the word around too much now, because these people out here in the back, they trying to get a little brave and they want to say the word too. We ain't gonna let him do that. But anyway, he told him, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. But they going back and forth. Shakur saying what he said, I'll beat your ass. That's the same thing, kind of like when we understand that what's the little mama name? Alicia Baumgartner said to Clarissa Shield before the slap happened. But we knew it wasn't gonna be no slapping that. Nobody even thought about it. They just going back and forth, talking that talk. Shakur said, I'll knock you out. I heard him say it. And I'm kind of surprised and a little shocked, but I'm thinking that O'Shaquie Foster said he had stopped Shakur Stevenson. Now let's go ahead and break it down. Is this a good fight for O'Shaquie Foster, who has been calling out Shakur for a minute? He even went on the run and said, I told you what I was going to do to your son, your little man's. I handled it. Now I'm coming for you. The man said he'd jump up to 114 pounds to fight Shakur. Let that sink in for a minute. He said he'd go, am I tripping? He at 130. He'd skip over 135, unless I'm missing something, and he'll go all the way to 140. Either way, this man said he'll move up. He want that smoke that bad with Shakur Stevenson that he is willing to move up and face Shakur. Now, the question is, do you think O'Shaquie Foster could make that noise if Shakur Stevenson said, yeah, let's do it? Do you think O'Shaquie Foster will be able to make a good showing for himself in that fight against Shakur Stevenson? Those are the questions that have to be answered. I don't know O'Shaquie's dimensions, his arm reach and stuff like that, but from looking at them standing in the ring, Shakur looks to be like a much bigger man than O'Shaquie Foster. And that means, in my opinion, we all know that Shakur Stevenson is good. Not you say not at 140. That's what he said though. He said 140. Why does this keep popping up on my computer? I'm gonna have to do a scan. Excuse me. He said 140 though. But you don't think he should do it at 140? You 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Is that what Shaki got? He got a 72-inch reach? Okay. If he has a 72-inch reach, I'm just guessing. You speaking about Shaki, put a yes if that's what you're talking about. Because I know Shakur don't have a 72. I think Shakur got like a 68 or something. I think Foster loses easily at 135 and 40. I don't think O'Shaquie's team lets him take the fight. I feel you on that, Lala. But I'm tripping because that man got 100. That man got a 72-inch reach. That means my boy Ray Ford was really at a deficit. You know, that 72 with a 68 reach, that's a 68-inch reach. That's a 4-inch difference. And if you know how to use it, that could be detrimental. Now, I can understand what you guys are saying. Foster, you know, you think Foster loses easily at 135 and 140. Do you think it's Do you think it's because he's just that much smaller, or do you think that there's just that much big of a difference within the skills? We got Shakur Stevenson, aka we call him the baby world beater, silver medalist. Could have been a gold medalist, possibly if he had stepped on the gas during that event. O'Shaquie Foster, if I'm remembering correctly, also is a medalist, but it's a lot smaller. I appreciate the attitude and the wants, but I can also agree with you that his team may not let him take this fight. There's some other fights and other things at that weight class that he could still accomplish. Many would say he should accomplish, if you want to build on legacy. But it's hard to find these guys that's fighting about legacy and stuff like that. O'Shaquie Foster could be one of those guys who might be thinking that, and he might overthink it. But I think this is one of those guys. Honestly, I think he's calling for the fight that he truly wants, and that is Shakur Stevenson. I don't know if he's trying to say, if he's trying to pit it to himself that, hey, I really can't beat this guy. Y'all just don't believe me. I'm going to have to show it. It could be that type of attitude that's going on with this young man. I really don't know. If they have the fight, I will watch, and I will be attentive at watching. I will really want to see what he can bring. Going back to Tank, I hate to bring his name up. When we used to talk about those guys, I always said it would be at the end of the line, Tank and Shakur and Tank. Those are the two guys that I gave the most when it came to skills and fighting, when it came down to Devin, Ryan, Tank. And Shakur wasn't even in that group. He had to move up. So, there it goes. I think size definitely plays a role. But the fight will be good because Shakur will be banging, and we don't see him bang a lot. But I think that's how Shakur would have to fight him. So, because of the 72-inch reach, opposed to Shakur's 68, you think he would have to bang him? I don't know. That's a good point, and I'm not saying it because of the 4-inch reach difference, because I believe Shakur could still be able to fight him mid-range and from outside. He just have to come in to get off and get out. But because of the conversations and the way things are going, you might be right. He might do banging, have to go in there and bang with him, and it might be a want. He might want to go in there and bang him because O'Shaquie has been talking that talk. He has been trying to light a fire up under Shakur. So this could be one of those kind of fights, if it takes place, where Shakur could be like, I'm going to go out here and teach this dude a lesson. I'm tired of his mouth, tired of all this stuff he's saying. He didn't beat my boy Ray Forward. This could be revenge for old Ray. I'm going to go ahead and get you back. All these things could take place. But we just have to see. Do you think Shakur's a better boxer? And with the eye test, yes, this man is top of the pile when it comes to hitting and not getting hit. That is something that O'Shaquie Foster will have to overcome. He will have to overcome that stat of Shakur Stevenson. And will he be able to do that? Shakur is very good with defense. We've seen him in situations where guys are right up on him and he's making a miss. Will O'Shaquie be able to change that? Will he be able to be a lot more accurate than the opponents in the past? All these questions would come into play. Who is the stronger guy? Who has the harder pop? Who has the better ring generalship? Who has the better mental capacity to go out there and actually do what it is they want to do? Will one of them get frustrated? Haven't seen Shakur, in my opinion, really be frustrated. Can't say that I've really seen O'Shaquie be frustrated. So the tool bag, the skills, who can enforce their game plan over the other. Those are things that have to be answered. How tall is Shakur? Because if O'Shaquie is 5'9", and like I said, looking at them in the ring, Shakur looked a lot bigger than O'Shaquie Foster, man. And it could have been the 140 weight over the 130 weight, but he looked taller. He looked at least, if I had to guess, at least 2 inches taller than the man, because O'Shaquie Foster was looking up. And it could have been the shoes that they were wearing, because, O'Shaquie had on some boxing shoes. I don't know what kind of shoes Shakur had on. But if the fight takes place, I'm not going to jump out there in the street right now and just say who I know I want to go and win, because I'm pretty sure y'all know I'm a fan of both of them. And this is one of those times where you don't really want to make a decision and say, I think this dude gonna go over this dude. But if I had to just go out there and be real right out the gate, yeah, it could be. Thanks, Nate, Moody. I think it could be the shoes too. I would have to say Shakur. Not saying that that's just a lockdown and he will win, but if Shockey is going to fight Shakur, I think Shockey. Honestly, this is how I would put it: if you're going to fight Shakur and it's any inkling to you and your team that fight can take place, I would start preparing now. Whoever you fight, I'll be looking at them like they Shakur, and I'll be trying to figure out how to take away whatever it is that need to take away. Now, I understand that O'Shaquie Foster is also a switch hitter, which he didn't do a lot of that in the fight. I think he may have switched one time, and it was briefly. So there she said, I'm not trying too hard to assess that fight. Not a huge Shakur fan here. Goes, I'm thinking Foster would be moving more, kind of, and making Shakur chase him because Shockey doesn't want to mess with Shakur's defense. Yeah, I can see your point there, but he did mention, they the same height? Okay, so it had to be the shoes then. It had to be the shoes. Okay, so if it was the shoes and they the same height, O'Shaquie has the advantage as far as reach goes. For sure. Wait, what? I'm not trying too hard to assess the fight. Not as huge Shakur fan. Here goes. I think Foster will be moving more, kind of making Shakur chase him because Shock doesn't want to mess with Shakur's defense. I thought I read that just like that. I didn't get to break it down yet because I saw the same height thing, but I could have sworn I just broke it down like that. What I was going to say is if Shockey is doing a lot of moving and he's going to try to bring Shakur to him, that means that will put him on the back foot. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. You got the longer reach. I was going to say that maybe he tries to step to Shakur like he did Raymond Ford. But then again, Raymond Ford, he is not on the level of Shakur when it comes to their defense. And you wouldn't. I'm trying so hard to assess this fight. Did I say not? I'm trying so hard to assess this fight, not as a huge Shakur fan. I feel you. Do it seem like I'm being biased a little bit? Am I being biased? If you think I'm being biased. I'm trying to be fair. Because I like Shock. I like Shakur. You know I like Shakur. Y'all know I like Shakur. I'm trying to be fair here. I'm not trying to go too far. Who is this? Andre Wood. I can't see Shock doing much. I can't see Foster doing much with Shakur. Number 3 on my pound for pound. Well, I appreciate that. She getting on me. Thanks, Andrew. What is that? Andrew Charles for sliding through and giving your opinion. I won't say that he can't do much with him, but it's a tall mountain to climb. He has the reach. Like I said, he'll have the reach in the fight. But the levels, will he be able to match the levels? Now, I hate to bring up the sparring conversations. That always goes down because these fighters always say what goes down in sparring. And Shock, he trying to. I've seen him say that he and Shakur had some sparring, and he let it come out of his mouth that he got the best of him. Now, no sparring. Many times, doesn't have anything to do with what's going to take place in the fight, unless you're Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, where seems like the sparring stories that they were having turned out to be true because we saw what happened in that fight. But I'm not going to say that that's the same thing with Shock and Shakur. What I am going to say is I love the fight that O'Shaquie has in him. I love the heart. I love the determination. I love the grit. But this could be a situation, in a lot of people's opinion, that might be you biting off more than you can chew. I won't put that on the man and say he's biting off more than you can chew. I'll always give them some amount of a chance. Right now, I don't know exactly what their chance could be, 70-30, 80-20. Nah, that's about as far as I go. I won't say 90. I won't do the 90 thing, but I will say, oh my goodness, look who done slid into the building. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my brother from another mother and father, the man who can call a frog from a well, make a butterfly and a dragonfly sit down side by side and watch a fight, make a polar bear leave a seal alone just so he could see what's happening. The man that can call it all, my brother, my friend, my co-host, I mean one of the best in the world, Trey X, the Great. What's happening?
What's going down, man? That was a hell of an introduction.
Man.
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. What's going down with y'all?
Man, we just sitting here having conversation, talking about the things that's going on with Shockey and Shakur, if that fight can take place. I know he got Navarrete coming up, or supposedly coming up at that 130 weight class. But we was talking about the noise that's been talked. I was speaking on the situation that I heard O'Shaquie Foster saying that he was getting the best of Shakur in sparring, which that doesn't really carry much weight unless you Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua.
Now, hold on 1 second. Let me go fuck with my settings so my phone the screen don't go black. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I heard something interesting that KO dude said that the person that Shock said would vouch for him when in the sparring came out and said Foster's lying. That's crazy. Oh, no. I don't know the KO dude. I don't know who the KO dude is, but if that's the guy that Foster said would vouch for him and that guy came out and said that Foster's lying, yeah, that does kind of taint. That puts a bad marker on Foster with that. Horrible. Horrible. But Navarrete would be a good step up fight for Foster. Yeah, that would be, and I think it would be for the Ring magazine belt. So if I was Foster, not saying that he should. I'm saying if I was Foster, that's probably how I would move. I would move up slowly, gradually, but it's gonna be hard to try to walk that back because you didn't call this man in the ring on you. You didn't call this man in the ring on you, Andrew Charles. You didn't call him in the ring, and y'all went back and forth. It's almost like, bro, at some point you're gonna have to push for it just because you hyped it up so much. But we'll see what happens. I would still say, like you said, and I agree with Lala D saying, don't let his team, if they smart, they're not gonna let him run into that train wreck right now. And I'm gonna call it a train wreck because, like I said, I'm looking at 80-20, 70-30 for Shakur, giving Shakur the most, and that's being trying to be politically correct with the numbers that I'm giving, and I see that those numbers are pretty big, but that's the best I can do right now. I don't want to disrespect Shock and be like 90-10 or something like that because I feel like he's a good fighter. And seeing that he got some reach on him, the thing is, can he crack? And some things that he needs in order to make Shakur look at him different. If he's not cracking super hard, yeah, he got the reach. But if that reach doesn't have an effect with power, what's to keep Shakur from saying, you know what? I'm coming at you. I'm finna bring you the pain. I'm finna try to put you out of here. And in my opinion, Shakur don't really make big mistakes when it comes to fighting. So all the pressure, if it comes down to Shock and Shakur fighting, all of the pressure would be on O'Shaquie Foster.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't?
Nah, the pressure on Shakur because everybody picking him to win. Ain't nobody gonna pick Shockey Foster to win the fight. It's all good for him. If he go in there and just make it a good fight, that's a win for him. You know what I'm saying? But let me play devil's advocate a little bit though. Number one, I got to give O'Shaquie Foster some credit for winning the fight. You know what I'm saying? I did pick him in the Champ Ross officially, but when I was on the channel, I was going for Raymond Ford. I was really thinking the politics might play a part in the fight, and I honestly expected more from him. When I saw him in the fight, it looked like he drew a line in the sand and dared O'Shaquie to cross the line. it didn't look like he wanted to be a habitual line stepper in the fight. And then O'Shaquie Foster was the guy that was a habitual line stepper. And that's how you win the fight. You know what I'm saying? So salute to O'Shaquie. But when it comes to him versus Shakur, I definitely would take Shakur to win the fight. Unanimous decision for sure. But what do make me think a little bit is that he the one that put me on O'Shaquie Foster. I didn't even know who O'Shaquie Foster was until Shakur did an interview and said that he was the best kept secret in all of boxing. So that's what made me start looking into the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get that out of my mind. If they sparred with each other, there was something that took place that impressed Shakur enough to do an interview and say that this is the best kept secret in all of boxing. I got to find that interview and post it in Discord or something so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
I remember you speaking on that more than once.
Yeah, I've spoken that a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? He the one that put me on that shit. And when I look at O'Shaquie Foster in the ring, I do see a guy that got a will to win. I see a dude with a lot of self-confidence. And I like the way he be laughing at opponents when they do something well in the ring. It just shows that extreme confidence. Like if you do something good, he laughing like, yeah, that was cute. You know what I'm saying? But then he come right back with something. He showed me some different looks in the Ford fight. You know what I'm saying? He a boxing motherfucker. He'll step to him, fainting the motherfucker. I had left a comment off in the Discord, and I said it looked like that Raymond Ford is Algebra 1, and O'Shaquie Foster looking like Algebra 2.
I saw that.
A lot of people were saying that the fight was close and all that shit. I didn't really see the fight as close. I saw O'Shaquie Foster winning most of the rounds. He was the line stepper in that motherfucker. Ford did, show some grit coming down the stretch. He won, I think, at least one round decisively coming down the stretch. I remember the Kane was real impressed with that round and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him a little credit for showing some pluck. But the overall better fighter, in my opinion, was O'Shaquie Foster in that fight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, I would take a Shakur to win the fight. But I don't think it'll be just a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a guy that's gonna come and show something in the ring. I don't think he's just gonna lay down and kiss the ring. I just don't see that being part of his personality. He is gonna go in there and try to win the fight. And he is having experiences that's giving him confidence and shit. You know what I'm saying? He beating some decent level guys, some guys with similar dimensions to Shakur, because Shakur is bigger than him, but he ain't no motherfucking giant or nothing like that. He still got the 68-inch reach and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna count on Shockey all the way out. I think he's gonna go in there and show something in the ring and might even show him a trick or two. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I would take Shakur Stevenson to win the fight by unanimous decision.
Okay. Well, Foster said he can touch Shakur, so I want to see it. That's from Moody Tradeweather. Lala saying, what it do, fam? That's the first time she didn't put the goat smell on it.
Salute.
Big bro say salute, little bro Trey X.
OG, what's up with it?
Lala say, do you guys remember how Top Rank protected Navarrete from Shakur? They would not let Shakur fight that dude.
Yeah, they didn't want to get their Mexican star knocked out. But I still got respect for Navarrete, though. I like Navarrete. You know what I'm saying? Like, ever since he came on the scene, Rough House Boxing had picked him to beat Isaac Dogbay. And I took Dogbay in that first round. Navarrete put the motherfucking hands on him. And Dogbay was an Olympian. He wasn't no slouch out there. He was real tough. He came back and beat Joey Gonzalez in all type of shit. But he lost to Navarrete, and Navarrete done put hands on several motherfuckers. His last fight, we put some money on it. He went out there and put hands on that motherfucker. I can't remember who it was, an undefeated guy. Got them hands put on him by Navarrete, and they had Navarrete as the underdog. He an action fighter. When I was calling fights, I used to love to call his fights. He got them long arms. He can hit you from anywhere. He got a high motor. He real unorthodox, but you can see his punches when they land. Like, you can see it clearly. So it was easy to call his fights and shit like that. I fuck with Navarrete, man. And I think the history books, they going to look favorably on that motherfucker when it's all said and done. He was a fighting ass dude. Not the most technical, but he going to squabble with you.
That's what you want for most points. Moody Trayweather said, I've never seen nobody push for Shakur like Foster. And that's a good point. Like Lala saying, he is making a big push for him. Been calling his name for some time now. Been calling his name for some time. And it could be one of those situations, you know, Trey, how you had that one person to show up and be like, I don't care what nobody say. I know how to beat that dude. That's the kind of vibe that Foster presents. He presenting that kind of vibe like, y'all tripping. I can beat this dude. Y'all just got to give me a chance. Let me get in the ring so I can show the world that I can beat this dude.
Yeah. And I just like the confidence, man. Like if I was to compare this to like a basketball matchup, this would be like J.R. Smith versus Kobe. Ain't nobody gonna take J.R. Smith over Kobe, but J.R. Smith might show you something out there. And he just got so much confidence in himself. Some people might even say irrational confidence that he gonna go out there and give it what he got. And we gonna chop wood and let the chips fall where they may. And that's what I see with him. You know what I'm saying? And plus, ain't nothing been handed to him. You know what I'm saying? Like Shakur, he was an Olympic silver medalist. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of got the red carpet laid out to him coming into the game. There have been people like avoiding him and shit like that, but it ain't like he done had like some institutional shit holding him back and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He done had some good backing and stuff in boxing. Shaqi took some losses that he probably shouldn't have took early in his career, and he ain't get that red carpet rolled out. He wasn't no Olympian, like Olympian period or Olympic medalist like Shakur was. He done pretty much had to fight for everything he got. They even took his belt away from him in the Conceição fight. He had to come back and get that back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That. Like he from the school of hard knocks in boxing. He not your shiny blue chip like you see with a lot of guys. Like he is a blue chip as for me because he a 3.5 bona fide, and that's the floor for really, really good fighters. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the game go, he ain't had that red carpet rolled out for him, man. So I respect the guy, and I ain't gonna just count him out. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I was in the chat trying to make sure I don't miss nothing. I've never seen. Good point. Though they're talking about Kid Austin. Well, we know how the Kid Austin fights have been. Where the big ones that was supposed to come up across, he ended up pulling out. So I'm not going to even speak on Kid Austin right now until he actually makes a return and start doing something.
Yeah, I ain't just the biggest Kid Austin fan anyway, so I'm skeptical of what the motherfucker gonna do. Ever since he went out there and went life and death with Renee Tellez Herron. Herron tough, don't get me wrong. He got a left hook. He knocked this motherfucking Olympian out with the left hook. I can't remember who the what the guy name is. He was in the Olympics with Shakur though. He got caught with the left hook from Herron and was knocked smooth out. Herron tough, man. He take liver shots and get up and all kind of shit. But Kid Austin ain't supposed to go life and death with him, man. I think he even got dropped in that fight, late in the fight. He was outboxing him early, but it seemed like, you know, Herron kept putting that pressure on him, and it seemed like the gas tank got away from Kid Austin a little bit. And once that happened, his form started to deteriorate a little bit. And then all of a sudden, Herron started having openings, and he was catching Kid Austin. That's Schofield, right?
Yeah, that's Schofield.
Caught him with the left hook. And I think he dropped him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? But that was just a red flag for me. Like I done seen Herron fight other guys, and the guys go out there and outbox him. They outclass him. He'll go the distance. He ain't getting knocked out or nothing like that because he's an Iron Man. But they pretty much beat him fairly easily. Kid Austin go out there and go life and death with the man. So, I got to see a little more.
I feel you. Yeah, he got to come out there and he got to. I feel like he needs to have at least 3 fights, 3 good fights before we start slinging his name back up there. They had talked themselves into a good situation, and then they blew it. So, yeah, he needs to just earn his spot now for me, especially. La detailing me. Yeah, the pressure is on Shakur, MZ. I feel what you're saying. I was just saying the way if the fight was to go down, that's how I would see the fight. That would be for Shakur to do. Put that pressure on him. Step to him and make him think hard. Make him think hard. And maybe you can break him. Like I said, if, and it's a big if, you know, I don't know. Do Shockey have the way of being and enough behind him to help push for that fight? Or will they say, man, calm down. Let's just go ahead and mess with what we got around here. Let's go after Navarrete. Let's do some stuff in 130, get some belts here, and then maybe go up to 135. Don't make no jump from 130 to 140. This is what I'm sure people are probably telling him in his camp. Unless they standing there saying, you know what, we can handle our business and let's go for it. I don't know how these people think. Are they yes men? Or are they people that actually sit down and think strategy and look at the long term? Look at the long game. Don't go for the low hanging fruit right out the gate. Yeah, you did something with Ford. Ford is not Shakur. Yeah, they hang together and this and that. You made a great point saying you're gonna beat up the son, his little man, whatever he's calling him. You made great points. You went out there and handled your business with it. But let's build on this and bring it up, if anything. The fight, you know, people are excited about it, but can it be built up a little more? Of course it can. They always can. I see it, bro. I see it.
Well, with Shakur and O'Shaquie, that is a interesting matchup to me because they got familiarity with each other and they got a little backstory and stuff like that. But for me, I would like to see O'Shaquie just, you know, go for undisputed at 130, get all the fights he can get at that weight class. And I want to see Shakur fight some folks like Raymond Murataya. You know what I'm saying? He went out there and upset Andy Cruz. I don't want that to be swept under the rug and we just forget about Murataya. But he fighting like a motherfucker. He over there with Robert Garcia and they squabbling. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Ernesto Mercado start getting some fights too. That dude that Hyphy always was talking about and shit, knocking motherfuckers out. He needs to get some opportunities, man. You know what I'm saying? But my fight that I would love to see at 135 would be Raymond Murataya versus Shakur Stevenson. You on mute if you're talking.
Yeah. I just found Moody Traywell that sent in. He sent in that come on, man. That Shakur thing. Shakur messed up O'Shaquie's name. I'm gonna see if I can get it to play so y'all can hear it.
You fucked up his name too, nigga, when you posted that video talking about O'Shaquie.
Yeah, you sure right.
O'Shaquie Foster. I said, who the fuck is O'Shaquie?
If he's 100,
it's O'Shaquie. My bad, you know.
I'm gonna tell you a secret fighter that nobody know about at 130 pounds. I say O'Shaquie Foster. If he's 100% and will come at his best, I think that he's the second.
I don't even know what name he O'Shaquie Foster, but there it is right there where he's saying that he best kept secret.
That's what he said. He heard him say that right there.
Rewind it. Hold on. This computer made me sick.
I'm gonna tell you a secret fighter that
nobody know about. That's what he said.
Foster.
A secret fighter at 130 pounds that nobody knows about. O'Shaquie Foster.
Okay, maybe I remembered it wrong, or I saw a different. Maybe he talked about him another time or something. I thought he said the best kept secret in boxing, but that is maybe close enough.
He got on a blue jumpsuit with white stripes and looked like some rose gold and white Beats by Dre. I got those same headphones.
Well, I haven't seen the interview in a long time, so I don't really remember. But we'll say that's close enough. I mean, he did pretty much introduce us to a fighter because he said a secret fighter. So that's a fighter that's not very well known, and it do sound like he the person that introduced us to that name, O'Shaquie Foster. You know what I'm saying?
So I've seen a few Ford fights. Ford has no extra gear. We saw the best of him against Foster. That's from Andrew Charles.
No, I don't think that was I think the Jukin Bayev or whatever his name was. I think that's the best of Ford.
The one where he was cut.
I don't know. I don't remember him being cut, but I know that he was down on the cards. And Maybe I'm saying the wrong Komatov or something like that. I think his name was. But he was a Southpaw Eastern European. He was up on the cards against Ford. Ford was showing heart, you know what I'm saying? He was showing toughness, and then he stepped on the gas and came down the stretch and got him up out of there. And it looked like he needed to get a knockout to win the fight, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that showed a lot of grit, toughness, determination, and will to win from Ford, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I'm just going through I'll send it in Discord, which that's what I just got from Moody Trayweather. There's another boxer who lasts. Let me remember who. You know, Lala D came in here and gave me the blues about reading her thing, which I read it right. She just made me read it 3 times. I think she was just trying to mess with me. True. There's another boxer who lasts. Let me remember. Moody Trayweather said it was an 8-4 fight. I think I put in the Discord that I was looking for some separation. I think the separation started taking place around round 6. Like I said, I liked the way that Foster kept turning Moody Trayweather, turning Raymond Ford. I wanted to ask you, Trey, did you feel like he really threw him out the ring, or do you think he kind of acted a little bit in that he could have kept himself from falling out the ring? What do you think?
I think I saw some force towards going out the ring. Shit, I had posted in Discord. I said he done threw this nigga out the ring like Uncle Phil. You know what I'm saying? I think he did that.
Okay. So I guess I'm the only one who was like, man, it looked like he could have stopped himself because he fell out of it so slow. Like when he got to it, it just like I don't know how to say it. He just oozed out the ring. I guess that's a good way to say it. He just oozed out the ring. And to me, I'm like, bro, he could have kept himself from falling out. But maybe Foster's a little stronger than what I'm perceiving.
Yeah, I mean, who the hell want to fall out of the ring like that for nothing? And then it ain't like he tried to milk it. He got up and got back in the ring and the fight continued. So I don't really have a reason to think that he tried to be over dramatic with it.
Okay. So maybe I'm just giving him a hard time. Okay. She said the Jamaican boxer, the one who got beat up by Loma. What was that dude's name?
Nicholas Walters.
He used to laugh when he got hurt.
Yeah, there she said it right there, Nicholas Walters.
She said he didn't squabble with Shakur too. He didn't squabble with Shakur though.
Yeah,
Shakur
I mean, but we know what it is though. They kept him away. I mean, what's Shakur homeboy, man? Keyshawn could have fought him too. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to put him out there like that. You know, I don't know how much say that Navarrete got in there. To me, he come across as somebody that'll fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? But they did keep him away from Shakur and Keyshawn. So that is just a fact. You know what I'm saying? But I still got work. I got respect for the work that he put in, though.
Okay, she agreed with you. She said, "True." They robbed him versus Conceição. That's the fight he cried. You know, my brother, who I rarely hear from my brother when he talks about boxing. Every once in a while, he might call me from Mississippi. That is. I don't know why he chose to stay there, but okay. And he called and he was like, "Man, they robbed O'Shaquie Foster." You know, he was real hot about it. I'm like, bro, I ain't never heard you this passionate about nobody fighting in a long time. But yeah, I'm glad, you know, Foster, he did turn that fight around. Kid Austin is really feeling himself. Why?
Because he knocked out Tevin Farmer in one round.
Oh, that was so long ago. And I know it wasn't long ago, but like, you know, boxing is like, what have you done lately? Who you finna fight next?
You know, but if you look at it through his point of view, this motherfucker done went out there and went life and death with William Zepeda. They fought twice. He arguably beat the motherfucker. He fought against Raymond Murataya, arguably beat him, lost like a majority decision or some shit like that. And then he go out there and knock the motherfucker out in one round. So he like, yeah, these motherfuckers going life and death with him, man. I'm going out there and I destroyed the man. So yeah, he feeling good about himself, and he should feel good about himself. I mean, this ain't a sport where you need to be walking around looking like Chet Holmgren with your head hanging low, nigga. You need to be getting confidence anywhere you can get it from. Hell, some people even go to the Bible. Them niggas be quoting that Bible to get some confidence. They want to feel like they career is on the track for something bigger than just a regular fight. They want to feel like it's divinely ordained or something for them to win, and they get confidence from that. Like if you in that ring and you fight motherfuckers that's fighting back, then you trying to get confidence anywhere you can get it from. So I'm not mad at him for getting confidence for the going out there destroying Tevin Farmer the way he did, even though I think he's overrated. You know what I'm saying? Because Tevin Farmer, first round knockouts are overrated anyway, because you don't get a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? Tevin Farmer could have came out cold in the fight and got stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's overrated, but for him as a fighter, I understand.
Okay. I feel you. I do feel you. You know, you got to win. You feeling good about that. I stopped him, y'all didn't type thing. I know what you're saying, but who you lining up next? And can you not end up in the hospital with some pictures being taken of you and your dad talking about I got to save my son? Because you know that's 2 saves too many.
Yeah, but look, but hold on. I'm sorry for interrupting you like that. But that might have been the smartest thing they could have done. If you look at the track record of prospects going to Turki Al Sheikh's promotions and fighting, it's not going well. I'm talking about prospects and contenders. Like we look at Jared Anderson, went over there and got his ass whooped by Martin McCauley. We just had Daniel Lapin go out there and get his ass whooped. Benjamin Whitaker went out there and went life and death with a journeyman over there, fell out the ring and all that shit. They ruled that like a draw or something. I think a technical draw.
Oh, I thought it was a no contest.
It might have been a no contest, but it wasn't a shining moment for him.
No,
who just lost this past weekend a prospect? Richard Torres. He just went over there and fought Frank Sanchez and got his ass stopped. Like, man, if I sit here long enough, we can come with some more prospects. Then went over there and got their ass with Mark Chamberlain. He was Turki Al Sheikh's favorite fighter. He went over there and lost to Josh Padley. All these fighters that's taking the Turki Al Sheikh money and they stepping up in ways they probably not ready for. This shit ain't turning out good for them. We not getting a lot of prospects and shit that's fighting on Turki Al Sheikh cards and coming out shining and taking their career to the next level. These motherfuckers are taking setbacks. So yeah, I do want to. I would like to have seen the fight and shit, and it would have been admirable for him to go through with the fight. But if his team came through and said, "Man, you know what, man, we really ain't even ready for this shit, man. Square business. I know the money good and all that kind of shit, but if we keep winning, the money gonna come. But if we go out there and get our ass whooped by Shakur Stevenson on this Turki Al Sheikh shit and this janky over there, prospects getting the ass whooped over there, hey man, I don't think we should do that, man. Fuck it. What story can we come up with?
Hospital. Hospital. Food poisoning. Something like that. I'll take some pictures, put Pops, let Pops explain it away. You know, he cared for his son a lot. I gotta protect my boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel him on that because I'm gonna protect my babies the same way. So yeah, I feel what you're saying. What you're saying.
Pops probably told me, you just get on the hospital and get in the bed and just leave the rest of it to me. I'll take care of everything else. I do all the talking and everything gonna be okay. But we cannot go over there and fight Shakur Stevenson and get embarrassed and all that kind of shit. We'll derail this train before it get rolling.
We'll go over there and we enjoy some of the things that get put out on us. But right before the fight, the 11th hour, we going to the hospital.
Yeah.
I already got the room reserved.
Yeah.
Really? We wrong. We know we just can't cutting up. He say Schofield is super green, very raw. Since you're saying super green, very raw, would you expect that it might be time to add to the training paralysis that he has? You know, maybe his pops should have somebody come over there and help out.
I don't know if we're gonna give him teach him some new tricks and make him a different animal or some shit. I think he is what he is. He's like a real athletic fighter. He gonna have the athleticism advantage over a lot of fighters that he be in the ring with. Even somebody like Shakur, I think he's more athletic than Shakur. But just having that ring savvy where you just done been around the game for a long time and you just real experienced with this shit. You done been around the world. You done fought all these different styles and all this kind of shit. I don't know if another coach is going to give that. I think he is what he is. You know what I'm saying? He just got limitations. I don't think he's destined to be an A-level fighter. I think he could potentially be like a B-plus level fighter, though. You know what I'm saying? And that'll come with experience. I get on him about the Huron fight, but that was a great experience for him. You know, he was knocking everybody out and shit. He went the distance against Huron. He was in there with somebody that could fight back. He did learn some things about himself. You know, he got to work on his gas tank. And he also learned that if he get knocked down in the fight, he got the ability to get up and fight on. And fight to win after he done got knocked down. So that was a good experience for him. He's just going to have to keep on getting put in that fire, man. They're going to have to keep on putting him off in there with folks that's tough and fighting back. And just let that iron sharpen iron and see what we get at the end of it.
Oh, okay. Am I reading this right? It say that's Oshanki? Is his real name? And the boxer fight and the fighter announced the fight announcer mispronounced his name and he just stayed with it.
I hope that ain't his real name. That shit look like Oshanique.
You know what? I'm gonna tell my daughter, ask him how he pronounced his name, and I'm pretty sure she'll be able to tell. Let me see.
Yeah, I ain't never seen that before, man. I hope that ain't the real name. Man. I hope it was
You didn't want to put a girl name to it.
Nah.
So yeah, same thing, Trey X. Who was that? When was that introduction? When was this introduction? My boy, the Kane in the building.
Salute.
He said, "Nigga said a secret fighter."
That's what that is.
Yeah, that's the Kane.
Oh yeah, I ain't even
Place
realize
Association.
That. Yeah, we're going down, bro.
I'm not a Shakur fan. Yeah. Okay. You're right, Lala. I did put a knot in front of it. I do remember that's what she was getting on me about. Because I was saying she not a Shakur fan, so she's trying to break down the fight. I don't know why I kept putting a knot in front of it though. Because I was looking at it at the second sentence. You know, I be jumping from line to line too fast. I gotta slow down. But I got it right. So there. How's that? He said you would have wasted a lot of energy trying to he would have wasted a lot of energy trying to catch himself. Yeah, that's
a good point too.
What happened to that Mexican boxer Laura? That's what she put.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a Laura here. All I'm thinking about is Ezra Landy Laura.
He Colombian, huh?
No, Cuban.
Okay, my bad. Kid Austin, my guy. He comes to bring the action. Exciting to watch. Best or not, he's good entertainment to me.
Okay, so when I'm on the other side, because normally he'd be the one that say, I don't really see why everybody like this guy. Or like he not that good to me. Let the record be shown that this guy's not that good. But that's how I feel about him. Let the record show that he's not that good, but I do respect the action that he brings in the ring. Just like Morrell, somebody that brings some good action and shit when he fight. Other fighters, like even Navarrete, you know, he's not the most technical fighter, nothing like that, but I respect the way he approached the game. He gonna have you in watching good fights. It's good theater. His defense is not the best where you can still catch the motherfucker and make a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is not going to be in boring fights. So I agree with you on that shit. He ain't just the best motherfucker, but he bring good fights and he's great to watch.
There it is, some action-packed. Richard Torres got his ass whooped. That's coming from Moody Trayweather. You can put a laughing face behind it, emoji behind it. Then he agreed with you, said Turkey putting prospects in the dirt. Going after that big money. I'm going to give you this right here. You go in here. Who I'm fighting? Don't even worry about it. We'll let you know tonight when you get there. And it's all good, though. It's all good. I got the money already for you. The check ain't going to bounce. You show up, and you fight King Kong's little brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that motherfucking Turkey put the prospect in a bad position out there, man. I'm telling you. That might have been the smartest thing that a prospect done. Got cold feet on the Turkey Al-Sheikh promotion. If you're a prospect or a young contender, that's tough on you going over there getting that money. I know the money look good, but all money ain't good money.
He said the cream will rise to the top. Lala said, yeah, it is what old boy said, but then the king said, bro, no, his name is pronounced Oshaki.
We're gonna roll with Oshaki, man. I don't think they're gonna do him like that. He from Texas too, and he from Houston, right? Or did he move?
H-Town. He had fun going out there and doing his thing in front of the hometown crowd. Had those people out there excited to see what went down. It's good to see H-Town getting their fights back. Because the Twins, and they didn't just fell all the way off the wagon.
Yeah, he's the second best fighter coming out of Texas right now behind Bam Rodriguez.
Bam. Ain't he got a fight? Ain't. Don't he have a fight coming up pretty soon?
Yeah, he moving up to 118. We're gonna see how they look. They're gonna be fighting back at 118, coming back with something, you know what I'm saying? So let's see if he gonna keep winning. If he don't keep winning and Oshaki keep winning, Oshaki might end up being the number one fighter in Texas.
He say, or as Charlemagne the God called him Oshakwi.
Yeah.
When he asked Tank about him, Tank was on the Breakfast Club.
I guess so. I ain't never seen the interview.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. That's his boxing name. Oshaki is his name. He said it himself. I wouldn't lie to you. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Didi, my baby girl, my middle girl, to ask him. And okay, he said, yeah, it was a while back. I found a Mexican boxer, Mauricio Lara, 33-2 with 23 KOs, and BoxRec has him with 5 stars.
Yeah, that's the motherfucker that was going over there knocking out them UK fighters, going to the body with the left hook and shit. Them liver shots and shit. He a tough fighter, he a good fighter.
I almost call that man Marsupio. I don't know why I don't like that name.
What, Mauricio?
Yeah.
You know why? Because you don't like Suleiman.
That could be it.
Yeah, I don't like his ass either. I heard him gloating today talking about the fights that he been making that people didn't want to see, like the last Usyk fight. And he talking about, you know, he the one that came out looking like he knew what he was talking about and shit because of the way the fight went. Everybody said it was a trash fight, so the fight was competitive, so he over there beating his chest about it and shit. But I will give him credit, though, because he said he is ordering the next fight to be against Kabayel, and that is the fight that we want to see as fans.
Now, I got a question, though. Honestly, how many times have they ever ordered a fight that actually took place?
I mean, some people respect the mandatories and all that shit. Usyk, he come across like that. So I don't think Usyk could duck the motherfucker. And then he gets some criticism and shit right now about his last fight. I think Usyk could go out there and fight the motherfucker.
Okay, because the only reason I'm asking that because I remember when they was like, oh, we ordering Canelo, and Canelo was like, pretty much, fuck y'all, I ain't fighting nobody. Y'all say fight, and you can order as many mandatories as you want. Nah, what you gonna do about it? Oh, Canelo, we ain't gonna do nothing. You can still keep the belt. You know what? We're gonna come up with something new for you so you don't have to fight some people. And you can skip around and do what you want because you have done so much in boxing, so much. You remind me of a Mexican Trump.
Yeah, everybody not a diva like Canelo, but before the Verhoeven fight or whatever his name was, Suleiman said he told Usyk, you know, I'm gonna give you one voluntary defense, and after that, the winner fights Kabayel. And if Usyk agreed to that, I think he'll follow through with it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get the chance to see it.
I wouldn't complain. Lala D said, would you put money on Benavidez? Would you put money on Benavidez versus Opetaya? Or Opetaya? I'm sorry. I would ride with Benavidez for the push through, cause he just seemed like as you would put it, one of those cats that can fight. Somebody gonna have to actually make him not Somebody gonna have to make his attitude change in the ring. And right now, he got one of those attitudes that it don't matter who you are, I'm bringing it, and you just gonna have to stop me. And I feel like that's hard to break down in a person that's got that kind of ability. And I think he carrying a chip on the shoulder from being the fat kid, and people are always questioning the fact, you know, when he was at 168. He was billed as a weight bully in so many people's mind, and they thought when he moved up he wasn't going to do much. And he's proven the fact that he can move up. Now he ain't getting the knockouts or anything, but the hand speed's still there, and he's doing what he needs to do. So yeah, I would ride with David.
I'm taking Opetaia. I think the magic carpet ride comes to an abrupt halt going against Opetaia. This is a real cruiserweight. He done beat some motherfuckers that's credible, like when he won his championship. I can't remember the name of that guy. Or maybe that was his first fight when he came on the scene. Maurice Bradis. Yeah, he had a tough fight against Bradis with a broken jaw and all that kind of shit, but he showed toughness and still went the distance and got the win. Then he came back and beat him in a rematch. One of his most impressive victories was against Jack Massey, though. That's a big, strong motherfucker, and he tough, too. He was going the distance with Richard Riakporhe and all the motherfuckers, and he a knocky dead puncher. He went to heavyweight and fought against Joseph Parker. He lost, of course, you know what I'm saying, but he tough. He went out there and got stopped in 6 rounds against Opetaia. My partner was locked up and shit. He was still gambling while he was locked up. He was on Bovada and shit. He asking me for some picks. I said, man, put a little something on Opetaia by decision in this fight, man. If you lose, I'll send the money back to you. I was very confident that I was not going to have to send no money back because I thought that Opetaia was going to beat him by decision. Man, Opetaia was landing these looping left hands to the body, man, that was just crushing. I'm talking about folding this motherfucker up like a lawn chair. I mean, since he done became champion and shit, he done kind of transformed into a whole nother motherfucker. Like, he is a devastating puncher in boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? He got the pedigree and shit. He been fighting for a long time. He started fighting when he was young. He went to the AIBA World Championships, won bronze. I got to go with Opetaia, man. I have to. I think he's special. He one of the special fighters in the game. And I got respect for Benavidez too. Yeah, I think he one of the faces of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But I have to take Opetaia in that fight.
Okay. When they line it up, you know, we be sitting at the edge of the ring, calling it out. Well, I just be listening because I can't call out nothing. But you can call it out, and I just throw in my yeah. Yeah. He said, yeah, Usyk is an honorable stand-up dude. That's coming from Duquesne, mentioning what you're saying about him facing what he had to face in his mandatories.
And that magic carpet ride might be coming to an end, too. Because, like, if he fight Kavia, like Yasa say, this might be the computer printout of what Usyk don't need. He seems to not like body punches. Now he got the body snatcher coming through. A motherfucker that ain't beating people by decision. He breaking everybody down to the body. And he got some staying power, too. Like, he took a looping left hand and got dropped by the big Chinese Zhili Zhang. Zhili Zhang. Got up and got right back on his ass. He ain't going nowhere. He going to your body, man. He going to your rib, floating rib. He going to the solar plexus. He going to the liver. He going to the spleen. He is not bullshitting with the body shots. And Usyk is 39. This dude fighting at a high pace. Usyk should be the favorite. Don't get me wrong. But this might be what he don't need. And I hope we get a chance to see how he deal with that, man.
Man, he on the wrong end of prime for sure. He on the wrong end of his prime. So yeah, if it's a time to get him, now would be it.
Yeah, and then like the win over Frank Sanchez, that shit done aged well. Sanchez go out there in the next fight, he go out there and start Richard Torres, so that's making that win look even better for Caballero. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like he hungry too. He won't smoke. He want action. Yeah, get a man this opportunity.
See how crafty Usyk can be. Can he be crafty? Can he come in there? I know that this is what you're going after. How do I protect this?
And you never know when them legs gonna go. You never know. I went to the gym today and got my ass whooped by the motherfucking Stairmaster. Ain't bullshit. I know I'm being in the gym, deadlifting and all this shit. But my knee been kind of fucking with me. So I say, man, let me do something that's a little bit like not as much shock on my joints and shit, man. Let me get on the Stairmaster. I say I'm gonna go 30 minutes. Nigga, I went 2 minutes and my legs started locking up and shit, man. A motherfucker. I say, damn, I ain't got no legs no more. Out of there. That shit happened to you against Caballero, nigga. It's a wrap.
What you say? You went in there, your legs say, not today.
My shit locked up on the damn Stairmaster.
Man, nah, pimping. Not today.
Yeah, after 2 minutes, man. Yeah, it was some chicks on the little row and shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to step back up again so I could get back to the button and turn this motherfucker off. And I put everything I had into that step, nigga, to get up there and then hit that motherfucking button. Because otherwise, nigga, that bitch wasn't going to get turned off. You know what I'm saying? I had one step, nigga. If I couldn't make it work in that one step, it wasn't going to happen.
Dang. I ain't laughing at you. You know, you turning that corner. We all get a little old sometimes.
All right, so what's up, nigga? What else you want to talk about on this box?
I'm laughing at the Stairmaster's crazy work start sweating in 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, that Stairmaster, motherfucker, man. I ain't think it was going to be hard like that.
That's the one that you just put the thing up, look like you climbing up the mountain? Or climbing up a hill?
And they just got some stairs on that bitch, and they like rotating. You got to keep on walking up with the stairs. I put it on 7. That was like a comfortable pace, but it wasn't just nothing crazy. Man, when I got to about 130, I started kind of feeling it a little bit, but when I hit, I think 145, 150, like it literally, like I caught a cramp. Like my shit locked up, like it wasn't no more. This was over with. There wasn't no push through it and be tough. It wasn't nothing, nigga. This is done. So hopefully that shit get a little better as time go on.
Yeah, I hope so. Who is this? What's the dude that Anthony Joshua getting ready to fight?
A motherfucker with no amateur background at all. Got 0 amateur fights and shit. Somebody that's a lamb for the slaughter.
Yeah, so this to get his nerves up. How close are they with that Fury fight? Because I saw him talking about Fury, Atoma, Idjit, Dubois, talking about if I stay around long enough, you know, making it seem like we'd be able to see him fight all those guys. And I'm like, if you take another loss, I honestly think if Anthony Joshua take another loss, we might not see him too much more. I'm thinking he getting ready to turn that corner and say, you know what? I got all the money I need. I don't need to go through this no more type thing. That's what I'm thinking. Because he named Wilder. He would name Wilder last. And I just feel like, get this shit off my computer. I just feel like that I just think like if any of the fights to take place, the easiest one will be Wilder. I don't think he'd beat Moses. I don't think he'd beat Idjit. I don't think he can beat any of those dudes.
He's saying this shit, but he know who his fight's against. It's against Fury and Wilder. After that, this shit's over with. You know he ain't got nothing for them motherfuckers. He already got the shit knocked out of him against Dubois. You think he want to go fight against Itama? He know what's up.
You had to do him like that. Good. About time. I've been having this program to keep popping up on my computer. So I'm trying to get rid of it. Because I don't like stuff on my computer.
Yeah.
At all. It ain't a bunch that I need to talk about. I want to talk about you got your list of fights that's coming up. I know your boy Pat Lee coming up soon to fight. And did Shakur, because I saw Eddie Hearn say it, did Shakur really sign for with Zuffa? Or is Eddie just throwing some bullshit out there? Because I saw when they was doing the press conference, he literally lied on that dude. You saw him when the two dudes were sitting up there and he told that dude, that man was talking all that shit and had that man getting ready to go off on that dude. He was like, no, he really didn't say that.
No.
You didn't see that? Man, Eddie Hearn sat up there and glazed this man and made it seem like I don't know what the two dudes' names is. They was in the press conference. I can't think of their names. Sheehy, I think Sheehy, the dude that Sheehy was fighting, if I'm remembering correctly. He had said that Sheehy was talking that noise and made old boy mad, and then he turned around and said, no, he really didn't say that. I was just, trying to amp up the fight. I'm like, why would you lie on that man? Why would you just go out there and say something? But you don't know if Shakur signed with them?
No. I did see Eddie Hearn said that shit, but I don't know if it's true. I posted it off in Discord when he had said it. And DeCane said, okay, I found the Oshaki clip about his name. His mother really named him Oshanique, but it was misspelled Oshaki on his birth certificate or some shit. And he was also misspelling it in school.
Wow. Why would she name her boy Oshi? Different. Black people gotta be different.
Well, like said, that's some hood shit. Hell yeah, that sound like that nigga was at school with some Borettes in his motherfucking hair or something.
Oh man, not the Borettes. He probably was at school having a lot of fights though.
Yeah.
Hey, Shanique, just like O'Shea.
No, that Johnny Cash song, A Boy Named Sue. You ever heard that song?
No, I haven't heard. A Boy Named Sue?
Yeah, his dad named him Sue, and then he left. He had to grow up fighting and being tough and shit like that. And then he ran into his dad later on in life, and they had a big brawl. And then his dad explained to him why he did it. And then Sue started looking at everything differently, and he appreciated his pops and all that type of shit.
Oh, sound like a good song. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite country songs of all time.
Oh wow! So I'm gonna most definitely check it out. I'll check it out tonight.
When he seen his pops, he talking about he said at an old saloon on the street of mud, there at the table, Dylan stood, such a mangy dog that named me Sue. When he saw his dad and shit. Talking about his pops was Dylan the poker game. We were Dylan Stud, 7-card stud.
Call that man the mangy dog.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. I like Johnny Cash with he racist as a motherfucker. I like the Ring of Fire, Folsom County Blues, A Boy Named Sue for sure. Them probably my 3 that I like. But he got some racist shit too.
I feel you can separate the racist from the music. I hear you.
Yeah, he got one song called "Ship Those N-Words Back," talking about ship us back to Africa and all that shit. And it was crazy because when he died, Snoop Dogg and all the motherfuckers did all them tributes and all that shit to him.
They got paid.
Yeah, everybody loved Johnny I don't think he loved us. Maybe he had an epiphany and changed later on in life. I don't know. But he definitely made some music that was fucked up.
Yeah, he had an epiphany like John Wayne. He never changed.
Yeah, but I do like that Boy Named Sue song, though.
I'm gonna check it out. I don't know what program it is, DeCane. I just noticed some popped up and it kept saying that it was unwanted. So I ran a quick scan and got it on off of there because I don't like unwanted stuff just creeping around in my computer. Well, I say still not sure if Haney and Shakur is with Zuffa. I didn't know Haney. Oh, that's right, the $100 million. I think Lala was the one that broke it down. It was like they not talking about $100 million. They talking about some other form of currency. What currency you said, sis?
Some rupees or something.
Yeah, she said that Bill was being slick. He's screaming $100 million, but it ain't dollars.
Yeah.
He said Snoop ain't got no moral center anyway. Yeah, I just saw a video of Daz Dillinger. I've been noticing lately a lot of the old artists that used to be with Snoop or deal with Snoop, they coming out, they being pretty hard on Snoop. Sound like the business moves he made kind of lean more toward him than them as a whole, and they kind of upset about it.
I mean, if it's a motherfucker that's hell bent on success and got a whole bunch of what's that fucking word? When you want shit, like you want to be successful and shit. What's that word?
Are you aspiring?
Yeah, what's the other fucking word, man? God damn. I'm mad at you and I can't think of the motherfucking word.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, is this nigga just trying to
ambition, god damn it. That's what
his ambition.
Appreciate you. When you got a bunch of ambition, you got that type A personality. Sometimes you're gonna have to walk over people to get to where you're trying to go. It's gonna be hard to be ultra ambitious and get where you're trying to go and get the things you want and just be clean the whole way. You're gonna have to walk over some people at some point. Most of
a lot of times when you try to move and you try to move the whole group, you start to find out that the whole group is not carrying their own. People start dragging their feet. They start expecting you to do more. You put out, hey, we all need to do this. You look up, the allotted time and pass. They haven't did step 1 of that. And then they get mad at you because you on step 9. You're like, bro, I've been telling you this. I've been telling you this for the longest. And it seemed like you want me to hold to me, it seemed like we all supposed to be fighting for the same goal. But you sitting back watching me do everything and expect once I bust through the ceiling, I just supposed to turn around and say, come on. But you supposed to be helping me. You supposed to be helping pushing this car up the hill.
Yeah, I understand, but what I was talking about, that's why they also say there ain't no morally sound billionaires out there. Motherfucker got that ambition, man. That shit gonna corrupt them a little bit. That's gonna desensitize them to some things. Like if you LeBron James and you signed a big old multi-million-dollar contract with Nike or something, everybody applaud it. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't thinking about them folks in them sweatshops making the motherfucking shoes. And they getting enough money where folks can be kicking some money down to them folks, man. They should be living good making them shoes. It costs them $5 to make the shoe and they sell the bitch for $200. All that type of shit. They don't give a fuck about them folks down at the bottom that's producing all this shit. They getting a foot in their ass and $5 or whatever they get and take your ass on home. We don't give a damn. And that's the way that they got to be.
I don't think Nike actually tell them, hey, we got a bunch of people over here making your shoe for this much. That's the Nike people that's supposed to be paying them. Because as far as LeBron go, I guess you could say he one of the few that you could say actually cast a net large enough to bring his people up with him.
Oh, he did that with his friends that he came up. But you mean to tell me you think a motherfucker with his kind of money is not aware of the production of the shit that he getting paid off of? You think he that dumb?
So no, he's not that dumb, but I'm pretty sure that before I'm just playing devil advocate. Before he actually knew when he first signed that first contract as a youngster, he didn't know.
I'm talking about right now. He wasn't on track of being no billionaire back then. I'm talking about right now.
Right now, yeah, I'm pretty sure he do know. But you're right. Who gonna say, you know what? I think we should pay y'all factory workers some more money. They mess around. If you don't go sit your ass down, the same way we made you a billionaire, we had the world thinking you on crack and some kind of drug addict and some kind of whoremonger before it's all over with in 24 hours.
Yeah, what I said was a simple concept. We can go back to the titans of industry. Cornelius Vanderbilt, John D. Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, and what was the other one? The investment banker. I can't even think of his fucking name.
The one that ran off with all their money?
No, I'm talking about the titans of industry, man. I can't think of his name, man. It might come to me or something. But they was getting money back then. I'm talking about this is back in the Industrial Revolution. They don't give a fuck about the people that's at the bottom. Y'all gonna work these 12 and 14-hour shifts, and y'all gonna like it. If you got kids and they can work, them kids working, nigga. Get their ass up in the factory. Don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get this money. And that's all they worried about. They do not worry about people and shit like that. They just worry about the outcome that they desire. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why they say there ain't no moral billionaires. It's hard to do right by everybody and still make all of this wealth and make your ambitions come true. Somebody gonna have to get shorted along the way. If it's gonna be winners, there has to be losers. We can't all be winners. It would be cool if we could, but we can't. If some people winning, that means that some people losing. That's just the way shit goes. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I do. Let me see. My boy say people say that about Jay-Z too. Yeah, Dame Dash been on that Jay-Z thing for a minute. West Coast Jay-Z. Lala D say Trey X. No, she say True Trey X. That was one of the morals in the movie The Devil Wears Prada. And since you pulling up The Devil Wears Prada, Lala D, have you checked out part 2?
I heard that movie. I ain't never seen it. But yeah, Moody Trayweather, that's what I'm talking about. JP Morgan. That motherfucker was lending money to presidents and shit. He had big money back in the day. I think he had bought that U.S. Steel or whatever that shit was from Andrew Carnegie for like $500 million. It was like the 1800s or some shit. That motherfucker was throwing around some big numbers back then, man, and they didn't give a damn who they had to walk over to get it.
On a spiritual note, just coming from my brother DeCane, on a spiritual note, that's why the Bible says, seek first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added. Not seek first all these things. That's the opposite of godliness.
And it also said that it'll be harder for a rich man
to fit through the eye of a needle.
Or it would be harder for a camel to fit through the eye
of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, or some shit like that. It just is what it is, unless you're special. We got some special people out there. I suppose there's some special people out there that could be moral and at the same time have ambitions and be crazily rich. But for the most part, when I see them rich people that's like billionaires and all that shit,
they don't give a damn about nobody.
Some twisted ass people. They get off on some crazy shit, Epstein Islands and all this type of shit. I done heard all kind of crazy stories like on the internet.
Because regular life turns boring because you can do everything. So now you want to do the things that are pushing the envelope. What can I do that nobody else can do? Yeah. What can I make somebody do that nobody else can do? That's what your money start telling you. You can make that girl go blah blah this, or you can make that dude go do this, and you got the money to make them do
it. Yeah. And then they really like that power, just that you can tell a motherfucker to do anything, and it's very unlikely that they're gonna resist what you say. You could tell somebody to suck a dog dick and they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they get off. I'm just saying they get off on that kind of power.
I know, but you could have hit me with another kind of picture. You know what I'm saying? You dang. Oh my God.
You know, that just popped into my mind because somebody where I come from, they had a dope fiend do that shit.
So that's horrible.
Yeah, I know that is fucked up. It was outside of the little recording studio, and they had this woman do that shit for a $20 rock. It was like some hood Olympic shit, when they had the dope fiend just out there just doing wild shit. They had this dude Iron Jaw climb to the top of the light pole shit. I think he used his shirt or something like that. He was picking up metal chairs with his teeth and all kind of shit. And that was something they did. They had the woman do that shit. That was fucked up too, because it was a well-known lady. Everybody know her kids and all that kind of stuff. She was just fucked up on that dope. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was just thinking of some fucked up immoral shit that somebody with power over another person had them doing.
You shook me to the bone with that one though. He said, damn, that damn Henry Ford created the 925, working that 9 to 5.
See, that's
Man,
better
yes,
than
I
what
saw
they had
part.
niggas doing before, though. Motherfuckers working 12, 14 hours before.
Yeah, I remember. Like I said, I remember and it was for way less money.
Yeah, they had kids working factory jobs and shit.
Yes, I saw part 2, MZ. Yeah, that's it. I typed it wrong. Oh, so you saw, wait, I don't know. The Creature of The Creature of Jekyll Island. Jekyll Island. Have you seen? I don't know what movie that is. Is it good?
I mean, it sounds like some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde shit, but some modern day shit or something.
The most modern day Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde I saw was on the Tom Cruise Mummy. That's the most modern day Dr. Jekyll I've seen so far. With the dude that played Gladiator.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in the Mummy.
Nigga, I'm proud of myself. I done named the motherfucking actor that you were talking about.
Yeah, you sure did. You hit it right on the nose. Buffett comes across as an exception, but we only know that what they show. Warren Buffett. D-Lo to slid into the building. What's up, D-Lo 404? Oh, let me do this right. The man that can call. No, wrong one. The man that makes you think different outside the box when it comes to talking about fights and boxing. The voice of reason. D-Lo 404.
What's going down, bro? Salute.
It's a book. Wait, who put that? Oh, that was D-Lo that put that. No, it wasn't.
A lot like D said, but MZ, them Satanists really be making people do shit like that.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you on that 100%. It's just the fact that, to hear it be put so blunt right then, it just slid across my ear. You just can't slide something across my ear like that and think I can't get a reaction. As soon as he said it, my mind just clicked and I was like, ugh, yuck.
You heard any of them stories they talked about with Vince McMahon, how he was treating his wrestlers and the female wrestlers and all that shit?
No, cause one, I don't like him. Two, I really don't like his wife. So I kind of don't want to hear none of the wicked stuff that they did to people, because it's some people that I could just look at and be like, you just ain't crap. I don't want to use the other word, but you know what I'm saying. And he is like one of the last people that I want to know anything about.
Yeah, you'll dislike him even more if you seen them documentaries and shit about him. They just show you how sick and depraved and, like you said, wicked them motherfuckers in power are, man. Them folks with that big money and shit like that, a lot of power, they be fucked up. That's why even Charleston White said, man, give me 10 million when I don't want 100. I don't want to be fucked up like them. They give me 10, nigga. That's all I need.
What you say? Let's cut down on the fuck up part so I can come out with at least something I can enjoy.
Yeah, you can keep your soul.
It's a book about how money is truly federal at all. Isn't truly federal at all. Joe Morgan, the Rockefellers, and other entities sold the idea of the Federal Reserves to the U.S. government. It's cartel.
Okay. That sounds like an interesting book to read.
Yeah, you start digging into what makes this place go. You end up, I get upset about a lot of some stuff. I'm like, damn, y'all really was wicked like that. You really wicked like that. Don't get me started, because I get to talking about these people and I lose myself. And I have to get reeled back in. That's the only thing that me and my kids fight about. Well, we don't really fight about. We just don't see 100% eye to eye. They be like, there go daddy, he going off on the white people. There go daddy, he going. They really do that. They be like, we finna be listening to dad go off for about 3 months because somebody did something. So I try to put myself in the perspective where I don't really come across that much, but it's hard. Every day it's getting harder and harder, because I'm like, damn, y'all just doing stuff to piss the brother off on purpose now. just stupidity. And what really be running me hot, like Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Justice. I'm like, bro, how you sign off on that to change the maps of voting and disenfranchise the black vote like you did? And then sit there and try to tell us, well, it's not racist because, you know, you left it for the incumbent to stay in power. You know that if the Republicans redraw the map to fit them, it is slightly racist because they feel like black and brown people vote for Democrat. It's just a bunch of crap. But like I said, I'm gonna stay off of that. You know, I'm gonna leave it alone because I'll be mad. I'll be making myself mad.
Now, I'm gonna tell you who make me mad. That motherfucking Elon Musk. I can't stand that motherfucker, man. I be having some dark thoughts about doing shit to that dude, man. I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? He building all that dangerous shit around the black neighborhoods and black communities and shit like that. Data centers or some shit. They even talking about bringing that shit to Temple, man. Motherfucking data center and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Start messing up when you telling the truth. The devil trying to stop you from telling the world.
Yeah, he trying to build that bullshit down there in New Orleans and get them jammed up. He always doing something that got something to do with the black community. I can't stand that motherfucker, man. I ain't lying.
What make it bad is that the people let him do it. And I'm not talking about the blacks. I'm talking about the people who are actually in power, which lets you know exactly what they thinking and how they think. If there is no pushback against what he is trying to do, then of course it's all right with us. Y'all want to change the maps on how people vote? Of course, it's all right with us. I literally saw a white guy, and I hate to take it this way, but I saw him say, out of all the cultures in America, white culture is what he liked the best. And when the question was asked, well, what about white culture do you like? Christmas. You know, Christmas ain't about it's make believe. They say it's about Jesus, but you know, if you believe Jesus was white, no, he was. All right, then. So you talking about a culture that don't even belong to you. French culture. You talking about culture that don't. What do you have other than living in the cave, coming from the Caucasus Mountains? What did you bring? The queen didn't like y'all, and the king. Y'all are literally fugitives from another country that's treasonous. This country is a treasonous country built because y'all didn't want to do what the queen said or the king. And now y'all turn around and y'all impose the same bull on smaller people. The whole government has been finally bought out by all these millionaires and billionaires. If you ain't making 6-7 figures, you ain't nothing. And it's starting to prove. It's starting to roll out. What they do to the food stamps, they stop the little children and the parents that's struggling, say, oh, you can't buy your kids snacks and stuff like that with food stamps. You can only buy this. They raised the price of all the stuff that you could buy with food stamps, but not candy and snacks and stuff. If you notice, their prices is going kind of down because they can't gouge the American people with the prices no more on the snacks because people can't afford it.
Yeah.
I can't stand, y'all ain't never won a war without our help. Then you always talking crazy. Name one time y'all went and kicked somebody's ass without our help. Just one time.
Well, they kicked their ass when they came over here in the first place, but the thing is, they didn't kick ass with guns and swords or whatever the fuck they were using back then. They kicked their ass with disease. They came over here filthy as a motherfucker, trading blankets and all that shit, and wiped out a whole population on filth. And then they called the people backwards and all that shit when they ain't even know how to wash their ass. And even when they was more civilized, like I mean more modern a little bit, like when they had cities like London and shit, they was still filthy, nigga. They dumping trash and waste and shit out the fucking window. Folks is getting tuberculosis and all that kind of shit. Even some of our fighters that we liked back in the day, they was in them conditions and getting tuberculosis and all that shit back in the day. Who all got tuberculosis? I think not Peter Jackson, but Tom Molyneux got tuberculosis. I think our first black champion, John Perry, got tuberculosis. Several fighters. I know Joe Gans got tuberculosis. He actually whooped the motherfucker ass out in Vegas with tuberculosis. I can't remember the name of that fighter, man. He recognized in history as a Hall of Famer and shit, but he was real racist. He was racist as fuck, and Joe Gans whooped his ass out there in Nevada with tuberculosis and shit. But yeah, they was having some conquest, but it was with some filth.
Oh, we just had somebody, I don't know who, Rich Spirit. This got to be my boy Decay. He changed his name more than the weather. Decay, is that you?
Yeah,
Okay,
I just
hold
say,
on. Ladies and
think
gentlemen,
about,
boys and girls, we got one of the smartest young men I know that I love having conversations with. And one of the best singers too. The man brought fire to what's the name of the song? Help me out here. I done forgot.
Hydro Blow.
Hydro Blow, that's the one. The King, ladies and gentlemen, he is slid into the building. I done messed that all up. What's going on?
What's happening, man? Going
down. Salute. I thought he jumped on because he had something he wanted to add.
Yeah, I'm opening the door.
Nah, man.
Oh, you didn't want to come post
I was
up?
just hopping on, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of that filthy, cause D-Lo say they still filthy. I think he's talking about in London, but New York is where they actually. I can't remember the guy's name. He invented the cleanup crews. That the ones walking across San Antonio got into. They walked around in the white suits, the street sweepers and the garbage can. He came up with the idea of them cleaning the streets, trying to make situations better. I cannot remember the man's name, but I do remember learning about him some years back. And it makes me think about that. It also made me think about you a lot, Trey X, when you say you would take care of, you would enjoy taking care of the parks. We got that. We got that same kind of system here in San Antonio, where downtown you got the guys, they ride around in their little trucks. They even got little miniature garbage trucks, and they be out there with their brooms, walkie-talkies, and everything like that, and they keeping downtown clean.
Yeah.
I can honestly say when you go to downtown in San Antonio, which is a surprise, and you know how you go to some downtowns, it's kind of dirty. You literally can see these people are out there and they walking around cleaning up all the time, damn near 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things that I'm pretty proud of, and I look at San Antonio because when I first came to Texas, it was hard. It was hard for me, not just because the hay fever. It was just hard. Everywhere I done been, I can always find they make me sick about this, or they do this, or they do that. But I'm trying to lighten up, because I'm not, I can't be super proud of Indiana too, because they racism, in my opinion, is worse than the Southern racism, because they hide it. It's a hidden thing.
Yeah.
At least,
yeah, that's that dangerous racism right there.
Yeah, because it can get you, it can slide you into a place that you would have thought was okay, and then when you get there, you're facing the noose. At least down here, who holding the noose.
Yeah, I learned that when I was young, man. The first person that ever called me nigga was a Mexican, and I remember how that felt. And it was, I ain't like it, but it wasn't like life changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I experienced it, but it didn't hit me the way I guess other things would. But like when my teacher, Miss Vosick, in the 4th grade, gave me my first B, just to keep the black kid off the all A honor roll, because that's what I was on all the time. Even after that, I was right back on the all A honor roll, and like the black people was proud of me and shit. Like, I had somebody approach me about this shit when I was older, talking about how I used to always be up there getting the all A honor roll. And his teacher, Miss Vossi, gave me my first B, and my grandmother and my uncle went to talk to her about it, and she didn't have a great explanation for it, because they were seeing my papers that I was bringing home. They wasn't seeing no B's, they were seeing A's. And when she told them, she said, well, this is about the time that we give them their first B. Like, she didn't say she didn't say, well, he did this and did this, or he didn't do this and didn't do this. She literally just said that this is about the time that we give them their first B.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, she didn't say I earned it. And I remember that being a different type of feeling than when somebody called me a nigga. This was a person that smiled at me all the time, I thought was being nice to me all the time. But she got this covert shit going on inside her mind that I'm too young to really understand until it came to reality by her just giving me a beat. And ain't nothing changed. And then right back in the 5th grade, I'm right back on the all A honor roll again. You know what I'm saying? So that just taught me like the difference between somebody just doing something, I guess, superficial, like calling you a word, or somebody that can actually have an impact on your life and on your achievements and the way you perceive shit and all that. That's way more dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What they do? They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place.
Them backstabbers. You can't. I feel you. Now, the first time I was called the N-word was in Atlanta by a Chinese dude.
Yeah.
I was working at Crystal Burger.
Chinese dude.
Yeah, a Chinese dude. I said it just like it was. He was Chinese. We worked at Crystal Burgers, like White Castles.
Yeah.
So in Atlanta, it's called Crystals. Same idea, just different name. And he hauled off and called me that. And at this time, that just wasn't cool. So I gave him a what for it. He ended up losing my job. Well, I actually quit after he called me and I did what I did to him. I called my big brother and told him to come get me, which my big brother didn't make it no better because he got there and said, you whooped his ass? Yeah. Oh, come on. We going to play basketball tomorrow. He gave me a job at Epi's of France. We used to deliver bread. It's supposed to take till 3, but we'd be finished by 12. We go to the court and play ball to the gym because Atlanta had to open gyms up. That was the first time I was called the N-word in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'll never forget that shit. His dude's name was Corky. He said, "Hey, David, why you over there playing with those niggers?" Talking about me and my cousins and shit.
Say that again.
I had this partner this dude named Corky. He was really my first friend I ever had. I used to go scoop him up on my little Jeep. You know the little Jeeps that you buy for the kids and shit they can drive around?
With the battery power?
Yeah, with the battery power. I used to jump in there and go scoop him up and shit. That was my friend, and me and him fell out. I was hanging out with this other kid named David. He was playing with me and my cousins. And then Corky rolled by talking about, "Hey, David, why you over there playing with those niggers?"
Wow.
And the first time I experienced that shit, man, I was on a damn bus and I sat down. It was me and my older brother because he was like 8 years older than me. I sat down because there wasn't no seats on the bus. So I sat down beside these 2 white dudes. And this kid, I remember his name was Nathan. He looked at his little friend. He was like, "Hey, there's a nigger at this seat."
What? See, I only faced it like that one solid time where it's like, I put hands on the old boy. I think I started making sure that I wasn't finna let no, because when it was said to me that day that he said it in a nasty way. He said it wasn't like, it was like you saying it became like it's a nigga on the seat. It was some nasty disgust to it. You fucking nigga. I'm like, what? What? Oh,
he said it with vitriol.
Yeah, he said it with his chest.
Yeah.
And what made it bad, Atlanta, it's the weekend. The kids, they go have fun, go to the club, party, and all that. They coming in, they coming in to grab them something to eat because they was partying. Which, I'm kind of longing to be out there having a little fun, but I'm doing my thing. I'm in my job. And the order got messed up. And in this case, it wasn't me that messed up the order. It was him that messed up the order, but then he going to turn around and try to put it on me like I'm going to accept it. There's 2 things you can't do to me. 1, make me accept something that I didn't do. And 2, tell me that I did something that I didn't do. Neither one of them going to work out well. I'm not going to shut up when the police say, "Shut your mouth." I'm not. I'm going to keep talking because it's my mouth. And there it is. So when he said, fucking nickel. I gave him a fucking nickel. I'm gonna give you what you're asking for. If you ask me to be the N-word, I'm gonna be one. For you personally, I'm gonna go to every length to give you exactly what you feel like I am. I can be a gentleman. I can be kind. I can be educated to a point to talk to you on a nice level. But if you push me to be that, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give it to you because it seems like that's what you want. And don't be mad when you get it.
And you're a nice guy.
Pretty much. I feel like I am.
Yeah.
I would never. I don't just run around and call white people crackers and stuff like that, or Chinese people goops, or Mexican wetbacks. I don't do that. I actually have to think hard to come up with a disrespectful term for you. If me and you get into an argument, that's not the first thing I'm going at. If you're a different color, the first thing that's gonna come in my mind is we having a debate. I'm gonna outsmart you with good, clean, wholesome debate. But if you go to that racist line, yeah, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
No, that's
Gotta
one
be a
reason.
different approach these days, man. Shit. What you want don't matter to me. I'm just gonna be who I am.
What was you about to say, Trey?
I was gonna say that's one reason why I take poker so seriously, because it's looked at as a white man's game. That's what all the old school brothers, that's what they say. They be surprised that I play it and shit. And like at the place that I go to, it's several old schools out for that. They were talking to me one day. They were like, man, we love when you win. We love to see you win. It's a black dude that be working security. So like when I leave, he the person that be walking me out to the car and shit. He already, man, put that money up, man. Put that money up and all that shit. When we get outside, he be like, man, I love how you come over here and be doing these people. You know what I'm saying? It's a cook that be he be looking out for me and shit. He be talking to me like, man, hey man, we all love how you come here and be winning all the time. You know what I'm saying? You be all business and shit.
It's a bunch of bright skinned people there.
Yeah, I mean that's what poker is for the most part. You will have some black games, but these actual poker houses that's open to the public and shit, it's mainly gonna be white people off in there.
Oh, I feel a lot better about you. See, you just told me that. You put a whole new angle in for me. If you going over
I told you that last time. You were just so locked in what you were saying, you wasn't trying to hear me. I said a big part of the reason why I love this shit is because I represent my people.
Oh, and yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, they be telling me like, man, we are proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you do this shit, like the whole thing. They be like, man, you don't come down here bringing that marijuana down here. You don't come down here saying nigga this and nigga that. You come down here and you be serious. You do what you got to do. You get that money and you get up out of here with your winnings. And we love to see the way that you be doing that shit.
Oh, let me take back my comments from
last week. Joe Louis of poker.
Yeah, there you go. Man, shit. Shoot. Damn. Well, I be dog, but you know what, Trey? My bad. I did not know that you was going down there beating bright skinned folks. Now I know that you going down there beating the bright skinned folks. I'm behind you 100, 200, 300%. As Donald Trump would say, I'm behind you 100% over free.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely out of all the black people that go down there, I'm that one. You know what I'm saying? That they gotta be on the lookout for. They tell me like, man, I hate playing with you. But I will say this though, the white people don't mistreat me though. You know what I'm saying? Like they all nice to me and shit. They all speak to me. You know what I'm saying? We laugh and joke and all that shit. But I still keep the perspective in my mind that I'm representing for my people. Y'all think we all stupid and we got low IQ and all that shit. And a lot of them are Trump supporters and shit too. Like they be wearing Trump shirts, they be wearing Trump shoes. I ain't never even seen Trump shoes until Trump shoes, bro.
Them
like
gold joints.
Huh?
Them gold joints, them gold Trump shoes.
I don't know if I seen gold. I normally see the American flag and it had the little Trump written on it and shit. And they have American flag colors. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But yeah, they rock them. They rock the Trump shirts. All kind. If somebody try to do something to Trump, they be in there. Why would a teacher try to do this and do that, and President Trump this, President Trump that. I don't even get into all of that shit, politics and all that, nigga. I'm just off in there trying to bet, call, raise, or whatever I got to do playing poker. You know what I'm saying? I get my money and get up out of there. But I will say they don't mistreat me or nothing like that. But I still like to beat them.
They better not mistreat you. They better not mistreat you. That'd be the one time, Trey. I promise you. You can call OMZ and be like, "Hey, this happened." That's all I'm gonna say. That's all. This happened, MZ. I'll make a move. Don't mistreat. Don't mistreat. That man said MZ about to get his channel banned. Oh man. He said my first comment was salute all. I said I don't see it, but salute to all. That's from D-Lo 404 because he snuck in like that. He said
I'll be on the lookout. Me and D-Lo got something cooking, man. I don't know when we're gonna put it together, but we're gonna cook on it though.
Okay.
It works.
The Joe Louis of poker. He that 1 out of 10,000 like the Django.
Yeah, I'm definitely that one. I mean, most of the dudes that go down there, like, some of them like my age, but they like street dudes. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about no pot odds. They ain't reading no books. They ain't doing no kind of research. They ain't studying no solvers. They ain't doing none of that shit. See, I'm the one that's doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a different story. But I will, like, a lot of the black people, they like to back me and shit. I'm probably too nice with this shit, to be honest with you, because I don't lose enough to even benefit from this shit. But I let people go half with me and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that done kind of boosted me a lot because people like to go half with me, and then I go get the money and we actually split a profit and shit instead of losing.
So they really like to see you coming. I'm finna make some money tonight.
Oh yeah, just about every time I go, somebody comes. You going to Cowboys? That's the name of the place. Man, let me get in where I fit in, bro. And
I'm gonna be honest, right there, that name
Cowboys
made me not even look at it twice.
It's called Cowboy Social.
MZ, meet me at Cowboys. Who? What? Cowboys? What the hell is that? It sounds like I ain't supposed to be there.
But I will say this though, I am like in a semi-uncomfortable position because I was playing in a house game in Temple that's a black game. I'm talking about like in Temple it's kind of small. It's like 70,000 people or something like that. And like the black people, for the most part, they all know each other. You know what I'm saying? So like they got this black game that's in 2 locations, but it's the same people. And they got old school brothers and shit. They got people that's my age. You got some folks that's a little younger, but they all black though. And I done quit playing with them, and I only played Cowboys with the white people. But sometimes the people at this other game, they'll come down there, and I see them. I feel kind of ashamed. I feel kind of bad that I don't rock with them no more. I'm just down here. But it ain't.
Don't feel bad. You down there busting heads. Yeah, what they down there for?
Yeah, they be asking me like, damn, bro, what's up, man? And I be telling them like it's not personal. It's just business. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way that they structure the rake in the game is a lot more profitable for the players, number one. Sometimes we get time where we don't have to pay no rake at all. The style of the players is a style that I'm able to beat a lot easier. They have a lot more money. Like at the black game, at the beginning of the game, they buying in for 50 and 100. If I go down here with the white people, they buying in for 500, 600, and 1,000. It's just more money over there. So like I tell them, it's not personal, bro. Like I ain't got nothing against y'all. I still got love for all of y'all. Some of the old schools, I'm related to them and shit. You know what I'm saying? We distant cousins. They know my dad. They know my mom and shit. They even know my grandfather and all this kind of shit. Like it's like a family setting. But I get more money out here. So I'm just going out there to go try to go get it, man. It is not personal. It's all business. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take money from that hood and bring it to this hood. That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it, you know, because you said all the right stuff. But it's a better not saying that it's a bad structure for the place that the hood is, but if you can go over here and you can collect out of their pot, that's always a better thing. I'm taking from the other side. I'm not taking from y'all.
Yeah.
The animosity that might be felt here, when I leave, the animosity is left here. If I'm at the game where it's all us, the animosity can follow me around. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, but it kind of came to a head though, because it's this one guy. I forgot about this guy. His name is Daniel, and he black too. And Daniel is pretty good at poker.
I
You know
don't
what
know
I'm
why I
saying?
want to say Dubois so bad.
Yeah. But he had came down to the game in Belton one day, because that's where the Cowboys at Belton. So I come in, I normally speak to everybody and shit, man, because I like to have a good work relationship with everybody. I want my work environment to be positive. I don't want nobody mad. So I speak to everybody and shit and just try to be, like a positive person. So I see him and I reach my hand out to say what's up to him, and that nigga just looked me off. Like fuck this nigga type shit. I guess like I'm a sellout or something. Cause I ain't down there rocking with them no more. I'm just down here rocking with these folks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get mad or nothing. It was a diss. It was disrespect for sure. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get bent out of shape or nothing like that. I just kind of got in my mode to where I was just locked in trying to bust his ass. Luckily, he won a couple of hands that I wasn't involved in, and then he got his ass up out of there, and I ain't seen him since. I think he could kind of sense that I was on the radar. Well, he was on my radar. Because he know how I get down. And what's so crazy, this dude got my number and shit. He would just text me because I had won a big pot over there. It was a semi big pot. I had won like $1,800, and he was texting me and shit talking about yeah, man, I heard about it and all this whole type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And we were going back and forth like on some positive shit. Like he came way out of left field with the way he disrespected me this last time. Like I would have never guessed to see that coming. We were just texting each other and talking about we the best and we got an advantage over these different players and all this kind of shit. And then it turned from that to disrespect. Yeah, that shit threw me off.
That's how it usually comes. That's how it usually happens. You be feeding somebody something, and the next thing you know, they done bit your hand.
See, but he one of them people that like to be known as the best and shit. I tell him he the best. I tell him flat out he the best, because I really don't care. Like if he see me as the best or he see himself as the best, because like when he started texting me, it looked like he was texting me like on some positive shit, but he was really feeling self-conscious about the shit that I've been doing. Because he was looked at as the guy that was just, win a profitable player before I came around. And now he got some competition. So like if I win 1,800 or something, he'll tell me, well, I went down to Killeen and I won 5,300. And I say, yeah, that's why you the best. And all that type of shit. I just give him what he wants.
That's the best way to disarm him.
That's what Sun Tzu said. Sun Tzu said, if you got a powerful opponent, you deceive him with flattery.
That's
right.
That's
what I do. I deceive him with flattery. I tell him how good he is. But whenever we go against each other, I normally come out on top. But I don't even stress that. I tell him that he the best. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, I'm thinking we cool, but we really not cool. That shit was crazy. I guess it makes sense though. Like, why would he want to be cool with his biggest competition? But I thought since we were black brothers and we both going down there and winning money from these other folks, I thought we was on the same team. Shit.
One of the laws of power. It looked like somebody say Art of War Code book.
Yeah, Art of War Code book. Yeah, if you got a strong opponent, you deceive him with flattery.
So, I know I always hit y'all with something crazy.
Oh yeah, my bad. For one more thing, you know that guy I told y'all that I felt like he was just flat out better than me.
Yeah,
I crushed that motherfucker last night.
Oh shoot! Congratulations!
I crushed that motherfucker, and I got up out of there. I got up out of there too. I ain't even give him a chance to try to come back with something.
I would just say he grabbed it and got gone.
He was looking crazy when I left too, but I'm like, shit, why should I stay in here and keep wrestling with this motherfucker? Like this could turn at any moment. Like he really is good. And he might be better than me. So why should I stay in here wrestling with this shark when I could be wrestling with some goldfish or some catfish or something? Give me the catfish, nigga. I don't need the sharks. But it is tied up 1-1. He got me the first time and I got him yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
That man said he did like Unc from Friday. As soon as I got my money, I was gone.
I was gone.
That's one of my. I like DC Curry, one of my favorite comedians. But so check this out. This cop, right? He pulls this lady over for being on her cell phone, right? And she's asking him, "Are you sure?" Because she's recording the conversation. So, are you sure you saw me? I don't know how she was recording it, but she was recording it. Oh no, it came off of his what you call it? His body cam. She said, "Are you sure you saw me on my phone?" "Yeah, I saw you when you drove past me. You had it in your right hand while you was talking. You saw it?"
Yeah, when she pulled that nub up.
Man. But the crazy thing is he actually wrote her a ticket and still ended up trying to take it to court.
Yeah, I think he got thrown out, but yeah, he still tried to go through with it, though.
Yeah, he got thrown out. I'm like, what kind of idiot do you have to be to keep on pushing something like that?
It ain't even an idiot, just having too much ego to let it go.
My ego would have had me so embarrassed when I seen that nub pop up, because I'm like, bro, I can't be standing in front of no judge talking about I saw her on the phone, knowing damn well I ain't see her on the phone. But that fucked my head up because she had a nub. I mean, it wasn't nothing but an elbow. It was right at the elbow.
Yeah, man. It's hard for some people to have humility, though, to admit when they're wrong, to apologize to people when they're wrong, and all that type of shit. Some people just ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I actually pride myself on that shit. Like some people, they always talk about the triumphs, nigga. I'm talking about the losses and the wins, nigga. I'm gonna tell you about the good and the bad. If I'm wrong, if I lose a debate, I say I lost a debate, and I give credit. If whatever the case may be, nigga, if I'm wrong and I do something fucked up, I'll tell you, man, hey, I apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like that shit is important. But some people ain't got that shit. And the police definitely, as a whole, seem to not have that very common. They'll double down on that shit, nigga. They dead wrong and will double down. This man said that the woman had a phone in her right hand, and she literally does not have a right hand. She pulled up a nub, and the police officer doubled down on the shit, nigga.
Like, yep, he sure did. He sure did. And you're right, they don't have that thing in them to where they be like, you know what, I was wrong. Because I remember when they was trying to get me for murder. And I couldn't remember where I was at on Saturday. Because on Sunday. I couldn't remember where I was at on Sunday. And they called me down there. I went down there and I had my conversation with them. They sent me home. And then they show up at my house. The detective show up at my house. But first he talked to my neighbor, right? Because my neighbor came over there and told me. We super cool. And he was like, yeah, they came over here and talked. But anyway, he knocks on my door. And I look out the window. I see one of them hiding up against the building. I open the door. I got attitude because, first of all, you at my house. Yeah, I want to talk to your wife. So, I'm like, you can't come in my house. You can talk to her outside, but she wasn't dressed. But long story short, he's coming in and tell her, well, he been to prison before. My wife looked at him like, no, really? He been to prison before? I'm like, you got to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers ever. So anyway, I couldn't figure out where I was at Sunday, which come to find out, my wife had sent me the errands because, I had rented a washing machine and dryer over there, and the girl sent me home for $5. I had to go back home and get it because I was $5 short. I was mad at her that day, but I'm glad that she sent me home because my wife was like, when did this murder take place? And when they told her, she was like, oh, he was across the street at Aaron's paying the bill. And this cocksucker gonna say, oh, well, if I go over there, I'm gonna go over there. If I find out, I'll be the first to tell you I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Because they literally, bro, this man had lied to me and told me, one, that people had pointed me out, said that I was the one letting off the rounds in the car. I killed everybody but the dude's girlfriend.
You sound like YMW Melly or whatever that nigga name is.
I don't know about that. But
he killed everybody in the car.
Yeah, that's what he said, except for the girlfriend. And he said the girl, and I asked him why they was questioning me, because this was inside downtown in Houston. upstairs in the what you call interrogation room, and I had stopped him, and I was like, "So I'm a killer, and I killed all the people, and I left the girlfriend alive." That's what I did. I left her alive. So we going through all that, but he was like, "Yeah, she described you." They literally lied to me. Which I was like, wow, you know, I'm sitting there tripping. I wasn't scared because I know I wasn't the one that did it. I've never been in, honestly, I ain't never been in police custody and been scared. I'm gonna talk my talk. I'm gonna say, what you gonna do? Kill me? That's the most I can deal with everything else. But we went through our dance and everything. They finally sent me home, and then I went home. Because I'm mad now because I'm trying to figure out how they get my phone number because they had started calling me on my cell phone. And I'm like, who the fuck gave them my number? I ain't gonna tell y'all who gave it to me because they confessed. They were like, man, I gave them your number because you know they had called me.
Master Rod gave him the number.
No, it wasn't. Wow. What made you think Master Rod?
Oh no, man, that's just the first name that came to my mind.
Nah, it wasn't him. Master Rod. Nah, it wasn't him. He wouldn't even be in a situation like that.
Because it seemed like y'all was cool, but y'all kind of not cool. So that's what made me kind of think Master Rod. Maybe that's why y'all kind of not cool.
How would I put this without putting it? I wouldn't say that. What gave you that not cool vibe?
Then when he came around, it seemed like the energy was kind of weird, and now he out doing his own thing, and I don't see you going over there fucking with him or promoting shit or nothing like that. It seemed like there's a little distance between y'all. Just somebody asked about him one day. I think it was Lala D. And you kind of gave a dry sounding answer. It kind of reminded me of Craig's mama on Friday when she was talking to Miss Parker across the street.
Come call me when you get home. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it reminded me of that a little bit.
You quit seeing so much. Quit reading so much. You got Big E laughing and stuff. And yeah, Lala D asked me, you know what she said was, I went over to Master Ride channel in my Lala D voice, which, you know, I went over to Master Ride channel and MZ, ain't y'all friends? I'm like, she would come with some shit like that.
I was actually talking about a time before then. That was pretty recently when she done that. I was talking about something a little while back where she asked you about it.
I thought I gave a good political answer and said, you know, he over there doing his channel and, you know, trying to make things happen.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if somebody talking about your brother, your homeboy, you don't really have the need to give a political answer. You can just hear the love in the answer.
I didn't observe love. My bad. I thought, well, see, I guess I can't hide. You know, I can hide only so much. I won't go into it. I'll just leave it as it is. You know, we ain't as cordial as we used to be.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I can sense that.
Big E laughing like a mug. Not cool.
Yeah. I do got to give props to them Spurs, man. They in the finals.
Say it then. Go on, say it again.
Yeah, they up in there, man. I think the OKC Thunder really messed up by putting Jalen Williams back in the lineup in Game 6. It reminded me of the Cowboys back in 2007 when they had a great record and they had Terry Glenn as our number 2 receiver, and he had a ACL tear, so he missed the regular season. Patrick Creighton was balling that season. I'm talking he was dominating as a number 2 receiver. We went into the playoffs, and I think we played the Giants. That's the year the Giants beat the Patriots. And the Giants knocked us out because we put Terry Glenn back in the lineup, had Patrick Creighton on the bench or playing number 3 or some shit, and it just fucked up the whole rhythm. And I felt like that happened in Game 6 with OKC. By putting Jalen Williams back in the lineup, it just messed up the rhythm. And then when they lost that game going into Game 7, I told my mama, I said, shit, I got San Antonio tonight. I think San Antonio will go out there and take it down, man. OKC had their opportunity game 6. They messed up the chemistry with the lineup, and now I think they in trouble going into game 7. And Spurs went out there and took care of them. She talking about, I don't think they can beat New York though. I say you crazy. We need to bet a steak dinner or something on that game because it might be sweeps week, but it might be.
Wow.
You remember that movie Money Talks?
Heck yeah, I remember Money Talks.
It's sweeps week, man. I think it's sweeps week.
Well, when I started looking at it, because I had heard a lot of people saying there was some cheating going on, and then I got wind of what was going on. Adam Silver removed that referee and everything. I was like, wow. For me, I felt like the Spurs had really did themselves some justice by not really fully falling apart under what was going on with the referees. And once they got rid of that ref, I feel like they brought themselves back together on it.
People always talk about the refereeing with the OKC Thunder, though. They say they flop a lot and they get a lot of.
From what I saw, though, what I saw when I went and started looking at the stuff, I did see some very horrible flopping. That one shot old boy shot, the dude got away from him. He fell down on the ground. A couple of times when they was in the paint, how he just fell down on the ground. The way old boy was holding on to Wembanyama's arm when they was in the paint. I was like, it's a lot of, in my time, it's been a lot of games that I watched that I seen teams win that I was like, these motherfuckers cheated. Y'all know they cheated, and you still celebrating like it's a good win. I could never do that. If I honestly know that it was some home cooking for you, I can't celebrate your win like that. It just does something to me.
Shit, they ain't blowing no whistle. And a lot of them coaches be teaching that shit, the art of drawing fouls. Like that rip through move and all that shit. Like that shit actually been around for a while. Yeah, Kobe and them was doing the same shit.
You talking about with the basketball rip through?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that you supposed to rip through because you causing the foul. But to just flop, to me, that's weak to me. If you're gonna take a charge, take the charge. Earn that foul. You know what I'm saying? Don't get out there and cause to me, you telling me that you can't handle this cat if you start doing that extra shit. If you start making yourself flop and you telling me you can't deal with him or her, whatever the case may be.
But what he was doing was closer to the rip through though, because they wasn't complaining about him taking charges and flopping. They was complaining about him getting fouls on the offensive end, where he causing the offender to receive a foul. And he got different ways of doing that shit. He do fall down on the ground a lot. That is something that takes place, and a lot of the time when he fall down, his defender, they get hit with a foul, and then he goes to the free throw line. And that's one of the 4 pillars of basketball. The 4 pillars of basketball are effective field goal percentage. That's when they take the 2s and the 3s and they put them together and they make a percentage off that. It's called the effective field goal percentage. You got the offensive rebound rate, you got the turnover rate, and you got the free throw rate. So when they doing all of this shit and they getting help from the referees as far as getting the defender to get that foul, that means that OKC got a real big advantage in one of the 4 pillars of basketball, and that's one of the reasons why they win a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that shit. And a lot of people probably going to be trying to take some of that shit moving forward, trying to get that high free throw rate.
Yeah, I feel it. It's a copycat league. One year, one team flopping, the next year another team flopping. Because, LeBron James be flopping his ass off too. You 6'9", 250, 60 pounds. There's no reason for you to be flipping, flopping all over the floor like somebody pushed you down. No reason.
Yeah.
But, it's sports. People get away with what they can. I was always kind of athlete when I was blessed to be able to play. I played hard. I wanted to play fair. If you was good, I wanted to face you heads up. I wanted to see if I could stop you. Can you stop me? I ain't finna flop. If it's going to be a foul earned, it's going to really be earned.
Yeah.
But you know, like you said, the game changed. Everything. People that got soft. Football and got soft. Just too much. Too much. But
Yep.
let me not complain like some old dude thinking about the days of the past where we go out there, you rub dirt on you break your finger or something, you rub some dirt on it, keep on going. Nowadays, you know, kid break they break a fingernail, they out for 2 weeks.
And this might be a new era right here, man. Look like Wemby is ushering in a new era. He got people competing hard at the All-Star game for the first time in a decade or more.
More than a decade, because I'm hard to think about a time when they actually played hard. Even when Mike Jordan was around, I don't remember them actually going hard until like probably the second half of the game.
Yeah, but they still had some time they'll play. Like I remember when Dwayne Wade broke Kobe nose and shit in the All-Star game because they were playing hard. But since then they've been playing real soft. But Wemby led the charge on them playing hard this year though. And you talking about him, if he win this year, to be comparable to Magic Johnson when he win. Well, when he got drafted, he ain't got no Cooper and no James Worthy and Kareem and all that shit on his team, nigga. He's that guy, and he got some good guys around it, but not no future Hall of Famers. At least for right now, they don't look like they're gonna be future Hall of Famers. I think he probably should be elevated above that, in my opinion. Because Magic got drafted to a motherfucking monster of a team.
Yeah, I spoke on that. I think I spoke something about that last week. That Wemby, I think you would be able to rate him if they win a championship this year. And this is second year. I'm like, that's gonna be big. You know, Magic, like you said, Magic. He did win championship, high school, college, pros, but he also joined the juggernaut when he went to the pros. He just didn't show up there. You had Kareem there and some other big names. So for Wemby, if Wemby and the Spurs pull this off, this is a nice organic homegrown championship win, kind of like the ones with David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and the rest of that team, because those teams were also grown and cultivated. So this would be real big for him, and I think it should catapult him up there pretty high. And Big Bro say Rod is an MZ hater.
Yeah, I seen when OG said that. You're a hater. I assume it got something to do with the music. I still like the song that y'all had though, man. It should still go hard to this day.
Oh, I'm cool with the music, but you know,
all day.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, that's a jam. And Master Rod was a big part of the reason why that song a jam too.
Yeah.
I still got to give credit on that.
One thing you'll never hear me do is not give credit for everything that was done. But I cannot I can't place the fact of, you know, you fall out over something that it kind of go to the situation of what we were getting on earlier. When I say, hey, we doing this, we trying to move this certain way, and everybody needs to take care of these parts, and then I come back and you haven't taken care of those parts, and then you want to blame me when certain things move and it didn't move for you. Yeah. How do you put that on me? I never made a move anytime we do music or made a beat or a track. I think you can even ask DeCane. Before I even put it out, I always say, hey, do you have this done? Do you have publishing? Do you have ASCAP? I ask those questions. And I'll be like, hey, if you don't, you should take care of that. Before I make a move, the thing that I would put the music out on, I would say, hey, y'all need to do certain things on this A, B, C, D, so your piece of the pie is sent directly to you. I don't want nobody's piece of the pie coming to me. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to be set up, structured. When a song drop, you bought a song, whatever the division of that song goes, I want it to go to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was things, you know, when they didn't do it, the default thing, de facto certain things back to me or somebody else in the group.
Yeah.
And they took that as like, oh, you tried to steal. I'm like, how am I stealing, bro? I told you what you needed to do right from the get-go.
Yeah, I feel you.
But instead of you doing that, you know, you sitting around, you making excuses. And I've done a lot. You know, I'm not gonna put it all out there, but as a group, you know, it was a lot of things that I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna take this on my own, and it is what it is. If it go this way, or if it don't go this way, I'm gonna take it on my nose. Big Bro said he hated on Bro when we would go and mess around with the song and didn't think Bro would do it. Yeah, that would happen too. That would happen too. We would work on the song. We'd look up, the song be changed in minor little spots, and I'm like, bro, I you know, you can't correct my verse. You know what I'm saying? When I say my verse, I know exactly how I said it, where the space is supposed to be. If I'm off time, I did that on purpose. Don't go and mess with my verse, and little things like that would happen.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I was accused of trying to take something that I'm like, bro, you know, I did what y'all. What happened? I actually did what they asked me to do. It ended up the song ended up somewhere else, which is not in our control. But they asked for it. I gave them what they asked for, and I told them what today. You need to sign this. You need to go ahead, you know, and pay the little fine for this. So what you need will show up for you. They didn't do it, and when it came out locked in a certain way. And they got mad at me. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, I got you.
So, yeah. Master Rod and them they doing their thing.
I feel you on that, man. And that kind of shit sucks because if you real true friends, that kind of shit don't really happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I got some friends that I've been having for a real long time. Like we go back to grade school. We ain't never fell out on no money or none of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers be like, here, nigga, you can have all this shit, nigga. That's just the kind of relationship we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga pull up and be like, hey, man, let me get a 100 or 200 or something till I get to the house. But like, nigga, you can have all this shit. Because we just friends like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And Big E and Obese was telling me that. You know what I'm saying? They was telling me that. And me, I was, you know, with music, Trey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody that I ever did music with, I've always had in my mind and my heart that if something pop off, I would make sure that every person that I have crossed paths with get an opportunity if I can help it.
Yeah,
that's always been my goal. That's always been, and that's how I am to this day. That, you know, I'm like Duquesne. I'm like, me and Duquesne did something that I'm so grateful for. I'm like, things get set and it pop off. It don't matter that he just did that one thing. For me, he did something that nobody else would have done, and he did it out of the kindness of his heart. So for me, I got to turn around and give back to him. That's just the way I thought about it, and that's the way I try to treat everybody. But they didn't treat me that way. And Big E and Otis, you know, they got on me and they was like, bro, you being too kind with that. Yeah. And that's what it like bro said, he thought I got paid on something, which I didn't. And they went and made videos about me. And I'm like, really, bro, before you even came to talk to me, this is the first thing that came to your mind? This is the first thing you thought about you? Yeah, they made a video about me. And I'm like, this is what you did?
He didn't even talk to you. He just made a video.
Didn't even talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think you just lost a snake out the grass then. I damn sure don't trust a motherfucker that's going to do that. You got my number, and instead of calling me, you going to make a video? Like, come on, bro. How weak is that shit, man? We down there, we in our 50s, or however old this nigga is, and you gonna make a video instead of calling me, man? And we really know each other and fuck with each other.
And God, honest truth, I never would have spoke I would have never spoke on it if I had always said if don't nobody ask, I won't say.
Yeah, you ain't said nothing. I'm the one that brought it up because I just seen it. I don't know, man. I'm just good at reading people. I guess that's why I'm good at poker, huh? But I just saw that. I could just read that situation. But I'm disappointed when you say that nigga made a video. That's disappointing.
Yeah, bro, you can't. You're not more disappointed than I am. Because when they told me, when it was told to me, I was like, what? This can't be. I was like, this cannot be. I don't believe it. And when I looked, I went and looked, and there it was. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. He had subscribed to my channel and shit too. I guess he was looking for me to subscribe back to him or some shit. I might have subscribed. I don't know. I don't think I did. I don't know though. But I didn't see no video or nothing. He had it on the channel.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, it's still on there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cold. Yeah, that ain't no player shit, man. I only fuck with players, bro. That's it. I do not fuck with nobody that I do not see as a player. And once I see that you got some other shit off in you, I don't even fuck with you.
It is what it does. You know, and to this day, Big E and them, you know, they'll tell you if some still pop off, I'm still sending them what belongs to them.
Oh yeah, that's just like Frank Lucas, nigga. When he shot that nigga in the head, nigga, 10%, nigga. That's what you get. But I still don't fuck with you. But you got your 10% coming though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That part right there.
Business is business, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let the other shit affect the business, but I can't fuck with you on that level no more though.
Exactly.
Do it.
So when we finally had a conversation, y'all reached out and I was like, you know, it was more like, oh well, I'm like, before we even say anything else, let me go and say it now. I can't fuck with you no more. Yeah. You already went to a place that I'm like, you could have talked, you should have talked to me, but you didn't. And there's nothing you could say to change that. Because when you look at it, I was doing all the pushing and let's get it done type thing. What have you done?
And then at the end of the day, that's not something that you would do. You wouldn't make a video about him. You wouldn't even be talking about this shit right now if I wouldn't have brought it up. So, you know, you treat people the way you want to be treated, and he didn't do that. So that's on him.
And that's that. Simple and plain.
And I got a partner, I ain't making no video, nigga. I got a problem, I'm gonna call you, bro. And we're gonna talk it out, and we're gonna be friends when it's all said and done. If I feel like it's a person that got some good in them, that got some virtue about them, that's not common. So you don't want to fuck off friends like that. People that want to save the world. If I have some success, I want to try to pass success on to other people. Everybody not like that. So you don't fuck over friends like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that nigga they're totally in the wrong on that shit. All the way.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy with what I got. Like you said, you know, I can look back. I got Big E, I got O, I got my family.
Yeah.
Got my boy DeCane. What comes out of it, comes out of it. Like I always said, I ain't doing this to get rich. I'm doing it because I'm enjoying myself. Like I said, the story goes, when it was time for me to make it, I chose to stay home with my family because I was like, I couldn't be the dude that go out, be going to these different cities, being away from home as long as it takes. When I had my little girls and my girl, my wife here exposed, I just wasn't gonna do that. So now everybody grown. That time has kind of passed, but I still get to do it as my hobby, and I get to have fun with it. People like it, they like it. If they don't, it is what it is. I'm just doing me.
Yeah, salute my boy OG Napoleon Armstrong in the building. What's going down, champ?
Salute.
OG said he almost put hands on dude. Don't do that, OG. Let him make it. Don't the nigga only got 4 toes or some shit like that? Let him make it, bro. Don't put hands on him. Y'all done the right thing. You know, sometimes everybody not meant to be in your life forever. They just meant to be in your life for a season.
Yeah.
When it's time for them to move around, just let them move around. I didn't experience that myself. Sometimes I look back and I'll be like, damn, you know, it kind of hurt that like something might not have worked out with this female, or me and this dude and fell out, or somebody that I thought was cool with. But then when I really look at it, I'll be like, that person was in my life to teach me this or to teach me that. And that was their purpose. So they weren't supposed to stay forever. But I'm grateful that I learned the lesson that I was supposed to learn, though. And we just gonna keep it pushing.
Right.
And when you're that type of person that like to have some virtue and treat people right, they tend to come back in the future. I don't know why that is, but they tend to come back and try to get back in there.
Whereas the Virgo that I am, once the door closed and I'm not the one that closed it on you, it ain't no coming back.
Oh yeah, that's how I am too.
You can't come back. You showed me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
You short-sighted and you picked up a mantle for somebody else and you jumped into a fight that had nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
so
but
down that hill.
You can't appreciate the day without the night. You can't appreciate the pretty sunny days without the rainy days. You can't appreciate the good people without the bad people. So like when them type of situations come around, I like to just look at the good in my life, and it just makes me have more appreciation for it. The people that really do fuck with me tough. If I'm doing bad or something, I can say, man, throw me something, man, until I get paid or something, man, or until I can go to the bank and send it back to you, or whatever the case may be. Just in the little thing.
That's a big deal, bro. That's a big deal to actually have somebody, one, that's willing to be able to say, hey, if you need it and I got it, you got it. You know, that's to me, that's super big, because if you have a relationship like that where people actually look at you, where those kind of interactions can take place, then to me, I feel like you've shown the person that you are a good person inside and out. You know what I'm saying? I guess what it was, I have looked at situations, I've heard things come out of people's mouths, and I was always quick to say, you know, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I was always giving the benefit of the doubt. Now I ain't gonna lie, my kids, Big E, Otis, they was on one side of me saying, bro, Dad, you know, this was said. Why you in? And I always would be like, but man, we just gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see what it is. It probably ain't like that. But you know, it's giving enough rope. And once I ain't got no more rope to give, now you gonna hang.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I feel like we got a good community of people, even right this right here. We ain't really been fucking with each other in person or nothing like that, but it's still a solid community. Like everybody done looked out for me in some kind of way. Like D-Lo done sent me Roku and then sent me fucking fire sticks and all kind of shit. The Kane done put me down on the zone back in the day. That nigga done donated to my little brother when his mom had the stroke. That nigga done sent me something for my birthday and all kind of shit. Gil Cole's the same thing. You done looked out for me when I was doing bad. I say, OG, let me hold something. You say, yeah, I got you. Don't tell nobody. Just keep it between us and all that type of shit, because you didn't want to put me on blast. I was doing real bad. Yasser the one that got me back in the game. Nigga, in May of 2022, I was just broke and just really kind of giving up in life a little bit. Just kind of I can't even explain. Like I was just like I was
understand.
I was accepting my fate in life almost. Then Yasser kind of reinvigorated me a little bit, put me back on the course that I needed to be on, and got me living a whole lot better right now than I was back then. And he done looked out for me a bunch of times too. Sometimes I can't get to the bank and shit because my bank is kind of far. I be like, Yasser, let me hold something to Monday. He said, what you need, fam? How much you need? I said, Yasser, let me get 100. He don't send me $100. He'll send me 100 pounds. that's my boy though. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some good people in our community, man. Even OG sharing my fight calls with his pops. That shit mean a lot to me. I hate that I didn't give him that last fight call too. I think about that shit all the time. Like, damn, if it was one time that I should have got back in there and called the fight, I should have called the fight for Triple OG. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that he had shared shared it with his pops though, and his pops enjoyed it and he liked it and all that kind of stuff. That's player, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It go. I'm gonna be honest with you. In so many ways, my vision of what I was looking for has come to a turn. Like I said, we got a group of people who conversate on YouTube. We have our little group. You even got the Discord. But I've noticed, and I've spoken with Eric on this plenty because he and I talk on the phone a lot. You know, he boosts me up. I boost him up. I look for a group like this to come together where I could say, people, if you can have your attitude, your essence, your thoughts to be presented on a constant, I've noticed how less or infrequent there have been arguments, disagreements, and everything. I've literally seen people's attitudes and the way they communicate on here do it 160, 180. And it's the same, we the same people, but I see that we communicate with each other. Like you said, we're willing to help each other and probably haven't laid eyes on each other. We never sat down and shook hands, but we are willing to put yourself over that slight line to help another human being that you only know from a voice. To me, that's big.
Yeah, I got to
feel like if any of us meet, when God say that we can, when we bless to meet, I believe the greetings and the meetings will be so much appreciated and on a level that people won't understand because we've already built something.
Yeah, I forgot. I gotta say, my boy Napoleon had looked out for me because we had bet on the Earl Spence fight, and we had bet a while back before the fight. So Earl go out there and get his ass whooped. I'm doing bad, but money ain't right. I say, man, let me go ahead and just wait till I get paid, then I go ahead and send this nigga his money. But he didn't wait that long. He was like, hold on, nigga. You got a bill, don't you? I said, yeah, I got you. I was just trying to wait till I get paid, man, but I got you. So I sent him the money, and that nigga doubled it and sent it back to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that nigga Napoleon. Yeah, he doubled it and sent it back to me and shit, man. So salute to my nigga Napoleon. Cause that damn show was appreciated at that time, cause that loss did not come at a good time. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
my money was light. And yeah, he had some mercy on me, man. I sent him the money, that nigga doubled it and sent it right back to me.
Man, that's big. What time? Oh, well, it's about 11 o'clock. We're not gonna hold it to midnight. I got 3 songs that we working on. Otis got to rewrite his verse so he can sound, well, not rewrite it, re-say it so he can sound better. But I'm gonna unleash the new verses that we put together, see what the family feel like. We got a little political on one.
Yeah, let me talk about, just go through real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm going to give me some cold water.
We got Albert Ramirez fighting this weekend. I think he's from Costa Rica or some shit like that. Southpaw, a real heavy puncher. He knocked out this dude named Jerome Papaloni. I think he's from Australia, but he real tough though, man. He done went the distance against some pretty solid guys. But Albert Ramirez got him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So he fighting against LaRon Richards this weekend. And that's gonna be pretty interesting because LaRon Richards, he can move around and box a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He can box on the outside. Iman Katayev is coming back this week, and that's the guy that went the distance for a split decision against David Morrell. A lot of observers felt like Iman Katayev won that fight, though. You know what I'm saying? So he coming back this week. Dimitri Asanov or something like that, prospect, he gonna be fighting this week. He fighting against a veteran named Roger Gutierrez. We've been seeing him a bunch of times. Avery Martin Duval is going to be fighting this week. That's another prospect on the DAZN card. He going against an experienced guy too, Jose Macias. Do not be surprised if some of these veterans win a few of these fights. We got John Arobio fighting this week. He going to be fighting this guy, Jonathan Montrell. I don't know nothing about him. On Friday, we got a Pro Box card. So we got Edward Vasquez. That's the guy that got robbed against Raymond Ford. He a southpaw national champion. Pretty good fighter. They done fucked over him a couple of times in his career, though. He fight against this Daniel Lugo. I don't know nothing about him, but if he going to be fighting on Pro Box TV, he probably fighting back because Pro Box don't do too many showcase fights. They put you in tough fights over there. So they also got this John Mindoro or something like that. He fighting against Elias Espadas. We done picked the Espadas fights in the Champ Ross several times. This Mindoro dude, I don't know nothing about him, but he, like I said, he fighting on Pro Box, so he's probably gonna be fighting. So we got the Japan card to look like with Masamichi Yabuki. He's gonna be fighting against Renee Calixto. That's gonna be a good fight. Both them motherfuckers, they come to throw some hands, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a good one. We got Andrew Maloney coming back. He's gonna be fighting against this Baldo Garcia. Luis Nery versus John Riel Casimero might end up being one of the fights of the weekend. You know, Luis Nery gonna come throw them hands, and John Riel Casimero gonna come throw them hands too. That's just how they get down. They probably at a crossroads in their career right now. They both could really use this win. So the fight that I'm looking forward to the most is this Kenneth Lover versus Michael Angeletti. Michael Angeletti is a guy that should be paid attention to. He's very talented. He's a bona fide 3.5 from the United States. He done had some solid wins as a pro. He's still on the come up though. He only 14-0, but he's going against an undefeated fighter in this Kenneth Lover, which I must admit I don't know much about, but I'm looking forward to seeing Angeletti. I'm gonna have to do my research on Kenneth and see what he about, but he undefeated. So then we got Josh Padley. He gonna be fighting on the DAZN card. He going against Akeem Fias. Fias got a deep amateur background. He might be an Olympian. I gotta refresh my memory on him. I think he one of them Arab fighters though. Josh Padley, y'all know who he is. National champion, went out there and upset Mark Chamberlain. Brought a tough fight to Shakur Stevenson on like 2 or 3 days notice, 5 days or some shit like that. Y'all know it was short notice though. Shojikan Ergashev and Birtazam Jukambayev. That's gonna be an Eastern European war right there. That's gonna be a good one. Chris Billiam Smith is coming back this week. He fighting against Ryan Rozicki. I think Rozicki is a Polish fighter, if I'm not mistaken. He normally fight at home and be whooping ass when folks come down there, you know what I'm saying? But Chris Billiam Smith, y'all know how tough he is, man. He's one of the toughest in the game. He an Iron Man. That's gonna be a good one. And then the last one, we got Jack Massey versus Siobhan Clark. Jack Massey is a war machine. He done been in the ring with some pretty tough guys. The only person to stop him is Joe Opataya. But he fighting against Siobhan Clark this week. Siobhan Clark is like a 4.5 on the scale. He should be favored to win the fight. That's gonna be a good one though, because Jack Massey gonna fight back, and I won't be surprised if Massey win. He's just tough like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the lineup this weekend, man. Y'all check out the fights. We really ain't just got that big linchpin type of fight or nothing like that, but we do got some solid fights to check out, man. So y'all check the fights out this week. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. Appreciate you letting me get on the panel and shit, OG, if you're there.
Yeah.
Salute to everybody off in the chat. Salute to my nigga the Kane. Like I said, I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. I'll catch you on the next one.
Peace, my brother. Peace. Y'all know how it is. I'm gonna end the night. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and drop these 3. They need to be mixed a little bit, so don't trip on that. We're just working, but I like to let y'all see what it is that we got on the burner. So with that, I believe it's Man. Big E made Man. So let me go ahead and get that started. Which one is this? Anyway, Biggie got his verse on here. I want to let y'all check that out. Then I'm gonna go ahead and roll the next 2, and we're gonna be out. Peace.
Niggas talk a lot of game till it's time to play one. I hear a whole lot of yap. They ain't gonna say nothing. Get your whole shit smacked, and ain't no coming back from that. You move like a bitch, and I ain't even capping black. Thinking it's a joke. I ain't really laughing black. Let the pistol smoke. Your mama's gonna be wearing black. The sister sniffing coke. After this, she gonna be smoking crack. And front row Joe ain't gonna never get his brother back. Did I stutter black? The fuck is that? Every one of your fears confirmed. You can trust in that. Every one of your peers gon' burn. Where the mustard got a pin on where your shit at, nigga. We on your musty
I'm
ass.
standing on the block, niggas always stay away from me. Say they got game, but none of them will play with me. Pressure bust pipe, so I'ma play the plumber now. Niggas say he lying though, so I guess he bringing thunder now. Woo-ha! And I ain't even bust a rhyme with that. Put that daylight in your soul, have your people begging, bringing back. Rappers claim they're gang stars, running like some refugee. A pro-righteous teacher, keep them humble, they can't flex with me.
Bro gon' be the plumber, then I guess I'll be the exterminator. Knocking at your door, walk in and start spraying your haters. Raid is all I start to fucking hear. Scattering like some roaches, but all I really smell is spill. EL say you must be, and I'm definitely smelling that. It's not that he's smelling your ass, he telling you your shit is wet. And then we gonna be up all in your ass, cutting your ass up, taped up, broken glass.
These niggas violating, and that shit is so egregious. I refuse to give a compliment, cause that would be facetious. Jesus, I don't mind these niggas trying to be us, but if you keep talking sideways, you'll get folded like a fetus. You spitting nonsense when we not around. That's crazy talk. Protect your dick and flee when confronted. That's how a lady walk. I'm a pyromaniac. That's super hot fire, right? Have you across the ring whining like,
nigga, we took an L tonight.
Show you right. Nigga, I'm Dolomite with the wordplay. Way down in the jungle deep, I know you heard me. A big dog, obese nigga at peace with it. But fuck peace, I grab the piece, leave you deceased with it. If pushed to the edge, you keep pushing, you gon' learn today. Fuck a casket, they gon' be carrying a urn away, so turn away. I don't want a nigga to burn today. Keep it moving so you don't have to hear what the burners say.
Hey, they said storms coming, man. Whatever be coming, man. Always ready and
I run the last leg, hand me the stick, and I'm out this bitch. They got a lot of money, but I ain't never seen you couch a bitch. I'm looking in her eyes, and I absolutely doubt the bitch. I lay her life down for you, cause nigga, you a counterfeit. Y'all get that stepped on, we provide the straight drop. Dump the whole cookie out. Don't forget to scrape the pot. Chopping up chunks, shit look like a gravel road. Moving so fast, it ain't even gonna matter, bro. Pockets on swole, bump in the trunk. Thick yellow bitch like an all-day brunch. Only roll the hard top cause niggas be sniping. Taking your life, ain't nobody fighting.
Code name Barney Rubble, sold plenty Flintstones, always had plenty stock, scooping up the bedrock, fuck with them bad hoes, deep throat no joke, always with me chillin', but they always brag no choke, hover over headstones, bid my haters good night, something that I won't do is bring a knife to a gunfight, let me help you understand, I always get my get back, even if it takes a whole year, I'm gonna get that, petty's what they call me, so petty's what I am, bro. Catch you in the club and leave you leaking on the dance floor. Catch you with your broad and leave you leaking in the arms. So when you see me coming, you know what it is that I'm there for.
hey, they said storms coming, man. Whatever be coming, man. Always ready and
Wonder why it changes when we come around. We make these niggas change their smiles into a frown. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, where they at? There they go. Fucking with these old school G's, your ass gotta go. Running your mouth like your ass got fucking time. Knowing damn well that we serious about eyes. Bumping is the cause of this, and you do it well. I'm feeling like LL God, like rock the bells, take a pool stick, hit you across your fucking head. Love it, now what's that shit you said? Who that is sparking like they bout that gang bang? Thought you could hide like we didn't know where you aim. Who that is sparking like you bout that gang bang? Lame ass niggas getting wings, believe that.
hey, they said storms coming, man. Whatever be coming, man. Always ready and The boy is holding on, so solid work as usual, MZ. I'm gonna hit y'all with this last one. It's unmixed, but I want y'all to know that it's cooking. We called it Man. So after that, you know how it is. I appreciate everything y'all do and being here with me. If you can anywhere else, but you close to spending time with us. And I thank you for that. Next up, Man. We're gonna let this one close it out for us. Like I said, OB's gonna redo his verse, tighten it up. But I just want to give y'all a chance of the insides of how it's going down.
Got money for a war, but yet the poor cannot go eat for free. She is he is she, them are they, so who are we? Pedophiles are running wild and children falling victim to. Claiming you a champion, but who is that conducive to? Everything is flipped around, so now a lie is true to you. Changing up the history, so now our youth is so confused. Pop a pill to get aroused, that's what they be preaching now. If you're not willing to conform, then quickly they'll come disavow. Had your life just pouring out, everybody's talking down, picking at your flesh, yeah, this is what it's really about. Man, we got problems now, liars in the government. Man, take your life and act like it wasn't relevant. Man, take the murderer, don't and blame the victim sick. Man, kids get abused, so how are they to blame for it?
United States is no longer united, we divided here. Trust me, everything that's happening is more than it appears. Smoking mirrors, low-hanging fruit to keep us occupied. While behind closed door, everything's short of a genocide. Assassination stage to push agendas while they gentrify an entire nation, but they don't hear it. To them, the facts are lies. Fact of life, control the media so that the lies are facts. Threaten news channels with lawsuits so they can stay on track with their MAGA agenda. Make America wide again. If we continue on this path, we may never see the light again.
Man, we got problems now, liars in the government. Man, take your life and act like it wasn't relevant. Man, take the murderer, don't and blame the victim sick. Man, kids get abused, so how are they to blame for it?
With the dignified, worldwide, the self-indulgent here. From global respect to national joke amongst our peers. Trump is a problem, there's more to it than you can see. Like the real people pulling strings behind the scene. Pedestal, Pinocchio. They don't need a falling star to get a wish. White collar crimes and parties living luxury and bliss. Self-enriched, insider trading, controlling sides of trade. Trillions made, destroying values just so they can get paid. A spade's a spade. Project 2025's the layout. Whitewash America while getting richer on the way out.
Man, we got problems now, liars in the government. Man, take your life and act like it wasn't relevant. Man, take the murderer, don't and blame the victim sick. Man, kids get abused, so how are they to blame for it? Assassinate your character, problematic for speaking true. No matter who you are, you show humanity, they turn on you. Rewriting history, I guess they trying to change your mind. Bringing back laws that's designed to keep people blind. Unfortunately, we have people dying in these wars for years. A corporation is what we living in, this is not a nation. Sycophants want you behind bars in them fields again, claiming it's two sides to slavery, let that sink on in. Gave them homes, raped them though, fed their kids to gators though. Never won a war without their help, I cannot let it go. Man, we got problems now, liars in the government. Man, take your life and act like it wasn't relevant. Man, take the murderer, don't and blame the victim sick. Man, kids get abused, so how are they to blame for it?
Once again, thank you for joining this episode of Music Zone called Stocks, which came to you by way of H.W. Wicks and Crafty Candles. Their motto is to relax and enjoy. Closing it out with Block Fam, which started on Marlowe's Corner. We're going to keep it going. Music by the track type. Need I say more? And always, don't forget Champ Ross's Fantasy Boxing League. If you feel like you can call a fight, go over to Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League. You can find it on YouTube and on Facebook. He's got the longevity. Been around for some years. I think they on like their 26th season. And what better way to brag over your compadres than to win first place, second place, and third place because he will cash prize. Go on over there to join up with the Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League. LMZ Central. With that, we out.